Welcome to the epic tales of Misplaced Meeples, a D&D 5th edition adventure hosted by Epic Gaming Nights. Welcome to the tales of Misplaced Meeples. I'm your host, Roy Canday, and we're going to be starting up a new season of the epic tales of Misplaced Meeples. We finished our first campaign. We're going to be switching over this time to Adam as our DM. Woo!
Woo!
And we have lots of people with us. So we have Rob.
Hello, everybody. Excited to play.
And Matt.
Hello.
And Adam.
Hi.
And Crystal.
That's me!
Everybody was in the right place for their characters, like, literally 2 seconds ago, and it got shifted over for some strange...
It's my fault. My thing got messed up, and...
Okay, let me see if I can move it around in Skype. But hey, tons of fun. How do I switch these people in their positions? Get over here, Matt. Nope.
My
Yeah, I think
Skype
it was when Crystal turned off her video for fun there.
It wasn't for fun!
I don't know if I can... Let's see. Okay, cool. So hey, for a recap of what's been happening while I fix the overlay. So last time we ended up finding all sorts of crazy stuff out. We were down in that dungeon and ended up they were trying to figure out how to stop whatever this thing was that they were sacrificing things to. And ended up waking this giant thing up, and we ended up fighting it on all sorts of crazy, weird animals. Ended up capturing it inside this weird, like, demon horn thing, right? And Folly ended up getting critted and almost died. And then basically the town leader had flown up to it, being like, "Remember me, your servant," and he just crushed him. And the town was left in ruins, and I'm pretty sure we were like, hey Jordan, you should lead the town now, or something along those lines. But we're pretty much gonna start a whole new session or a whole new series of this with Adam taking the lead on the direction of the story, and Folly will be able to play a little bit more in the game, and Belmo, I guess, will be able to do all his Belmo stuff. We're probably going to the forest so Belmo can hang out. Or not the forest, the winterland. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll see what's going on. So Adam, do you want to take it away and set us up for this?
Oh my gosh, the pressure is on now. All right, so when last we were with Misplaced Meeples, they had saved the town of Deepwell. I almost forgot the name of the town. Getting off to a great start here.
It has a deep well.
Yeah, the dungeon was a deep well. So since then, it's been several weeks. All right, everybody has kind of fallen into somewhat of a normal routine about town, if you will. There's been some training. There's been some relaxing, some eating, some drinking, some sleeping in at the and a few things have changed. Most notably, Folly has himself obsessed with a new animal companion.
Oh snap! I found a new love in my life.
You did, and he is a about palm-sized lizard, green with a red belly. And Folly, you can name him.
Cool. I'll have to think about it.
Twerp 2 would be great.
Twerp 2.0.
Twerp 2.0.
But I have to say a different, like, T name, like, every single episode, so that way it just throws people on their toes. So it's like... Cool. I'm just gonna name him Gex.
Gex. So he is a large, medium-ish gecko-type creature. And Folly spends many hours...
How large is he overall?
He... a human-sized average palm length, you know.
Okay, so bigger than my palm.
So he's like probably like Folly's forearm almost.
Gotcha.
But like he would be like in anybody else's hand, he would be kind of like the size of like a leopard gecko or a small bearded dragon or something along those lines. But he's He's like a quick little lizard, kind of iridescent green and red. So that has happened. I just thought we would resurrect Torp a little bit. Anyway. Find yourselves at the constant adulation of the village people of Deepwell. We find that every night we go into the Ironwood and there's free drinks being poured, and sometimes the party will overindulge. T will eat maybe one too many chickens. Malachi finds himself floating upon a gust of air, drinking a delicious, strong, clear liqueur.
Do we get our picture on the wall?
Yeah, and everybody has a picture on the wall. Things are really good. One night, as these libations are going on, everyone's head is getting a little bit heavy, and everyone's getting a little bit exhausted, and it's one of those hours of the night where you can't tell if the sun's about to come up or if you've got a couple more hours. And frankly, you've had one too many ales or one too many chickens to remember if you're T and you're just falling asleep from meat sweats. And everybody kind of is just blacking out, for lack of a better term. And I need everyone to make a very quick Constitution roll for me.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, that's a 5. Even with a modifier, that's not going to do anything good for me.
I got a nat
15.
20. So that's a 20.
I got an 8.
Good.
Hey, listen. I'm a very little guy, so I mean, I normally try to keep my head about me, so this was a special occasion. So,
Rob, what'd you get there?
I try
I got
not
a
to drink
15.
too much because I don't want to randomly pick up coins in alleys and have all sorts of like shenanigans happen around that. So,
Rob, you got a 16?
15.
15. Oh, okay. Okay, so for the most part, everyone...
Should it be a 16? Is that like a...
For the most part, don't worry, one of you is going to know what's going on.
Did you roll a 15 or did you with the
I
modifier?
rolled a 14 and I have a plus 1 to my
okay.
Constitution.
All right.
I have a higher Constitution modifier than you do.
And my Constitution is only 13, so it gives me a plus 1.
That's
Okay.
weird for the big paladin, right?
Yeah.
As everyone drifts to sleep heavy-headed,
me and the Dragonborn have the same constitution. That's awesome.
it's amazing. Only one of the party eyes flutter open to realize that they're being moved in the middle of the night.
Fantastic.
Malachi,
They're carrying us out in
your head is
celebration.
heavy. Your eyelids are barely opened, probably from overindulgence, but you can hear some muttering, some hissing between two people. And as you are laying on your side, bound and unable to move, you see that you're being carried by one drow, and another
no.
drow is walking alongside the drow that's carrying you. It's a male drow who's carrying you, and he has a kind of a whispery, grassy kind of voice, and he doesn't seem to talk above a whisper, and he keeps saying, Sister, this is the last one. This is the last one. This should be enough. She is walking alongside of him, and she's got like a short quarterstaff in her hand and then a goblet of wine in the other. She's kind of aerating, and she's not even looking at him directly, and she just says, Move them along. Mother will be hungry. And she starts to kind of whisper something. Can't really hear it, it's inaudible, and you pass back out.
Okay.
Smash cut. Everybody in the party wakes up. Your arms and feet are at a full stretch, and you are stuck very much in the position that you are in.
Do I have rope around me, or
You feel as though,
is
as
it
you're coming
sticky?
to, it's very sticky.
Oh no!
Your arms, the back of your head, your neck, your legs are stuck, and you're splayed out, Folly.
What's the light situation currently?
There are, from your position, Folly, you're looking straight up into a beautiful emerald canopy of leaves, beams of golden light sort of shooting
I
down
like
in between
leaves.
little bits of dust sort of dancing through it. It's quite pretty. It would be relaxing if you didn't have a headache and couldn't move. T, you're in the same position, but you are face down looking at the forest floor from what, to your advantage, appears to be about 30 to maybe 50 feet off the ground.
I know, right?
Malakwa, you are next to Folly, your face up. E-Ray, you are on your side, and you do have one free hand. Your right hand is free, but you are otherwise stuck face, hair, horns to this somewhat tacky, viscous, rope-like material.
Well, I guess I'm the one that's going to have to get us out of this then.
I'm about to say, can I like try to wiggle out or squeeze out, since I'm like a spry, dexterous guy, and maybe they didn't stick me with web tight enough, so I can like
You can
What
roll
kind of
for
check
that.
do I need to do?
You'll need strength to break free from it, I'm afraid.
That's not
Oh,
very good
bro.
for me.
Let me try then.
Go ahead.
So Roy and I both try. I mean, he does his. I
I'm
do
about to
mine.
say, yeah, I'm. Oh, this isn't too bad. I mean,
Ooh, 23.
15.
Ooh. Taruk manages to free both of his arms. He just kind of like shrugs them off, just Hulk style, and just breaks free. But his legs are still a bit stuck, and he is now hanging upside down. But when you look up, you can clearly see that you are in the largest spider web that you have ever seen.
Yeah.
It stretches between two kind of ashen-colored trees with a very dark emerald leaf, and it's about 50 feet across in a clearing in the forest. And as you're hanging upside down with your head back and the blood rushing to your head, you notice that there's a small encampment below.
Oh, dag.
A little bit of smoke coming out of a fire, canvas
Do I
tent
notice
pitch.
any figures moving below in the encampment or on the spider's web itself?
There's two horses posted to a smaller tree near the canvas.
Okay.
And there is a male drow sitting over what appears to be either a tea kettle or some sort of stew. It's hard for you to tell. You're upside down.
Sure.
And he's kind of stirring it over what would be a small fire. He's dressed in leather and sort of like half-hard leather breastplate, a little hat. He's wearing some jewelry. He looks like somebody who may have come off of a caravan or a merchant ship. But
Okay.
which would be odd because he's a drow. You're seeing him in the middle of the day in the forest.
Do I see that he has any weapons or anything like that on him?
He has like a scabbard and a dagger, like something that would be typical for somebody who might be traveling across these lands.
Do I have my backpack with me?
You do not.
Suck. Because I just had a cool idea. But okay. So I have nothing but my armor on, and I'm hanging upside down. Okay.
By your feet now.
By my feet. Okay.
I'm
Does
back.
anybody else want to do something? Or, I mean, I'll keep going.
Hey,
but
do we still have our equipment on us? Like, I try to reach and see if my dagger's there, or...
You guys are currently weaponless and packless right now.
Dang it.
Can spiders disassemble spider webs? I know that seems like a silly question, but
That is... I don't know. I mean, I think...
I know a spider can create a spider web. Can a spider disassemble one?
No, I don't think they can like dissolve it or anything. This particular spider web, I mean, it is as thick around as a like a mug of ale. I mean, it's thick. Like the diameter of it is like 6 inches. You can only ascertain that the size of the spider is that of nightmares at this point.
Okay. So I just need to summon a creature that can chew really well then, instead of a spider that could just disassemble it, theoretically.
Do I see Gex anywhere?
Yeah, actually you do. Gex is kind of tucked down, and he's still existing there in the front of your shirt. He's kind of, seemingly, as far as you can tell, he's went unnoticed by your
I was
captor.
like, dude, why didn't you wake me up, man? Come on. Hey, like, let me know when things... If they're dragging me off to throw me in a spider web, you need to tell me. Like, wake me up, little guy.
Gex just licks his eye and looks at you.
We've talked about this. In your training, we're trying to get you to do better. Come on, man.
do I notice if the guy looks friendly or foe?
He
He's a
doesn't
drow.
seem to be looking at you. I mean, he's a drow. Their reputation of a drow in general would be that they're not very trustworthy. Outside of that, just whatever racial prejudice exists for drows, I suppose. But they are, they're warlike. They tend to be chaotic. You know this.
Like if we whisper, are they close enough where they can hear me?
You're 40, 50 feet above them.
Oh goodness.
No. I'm talking about like if I whisper to the group, can the group hear me and the drow not hear me?
You could try.
Okay.
You want to make a stealth roll to whisper?
What?
Want to make a stealth roll to whisper?
Stealth roll whisper? What's stealth? Because
It's a skill that you probably do not.
I don't have any. Yeah. But you want me to roll?
Yeah, why don't you roll?
You got 9.
Oh, what do you say?
All right. Darth wants me to try to do the voice again. So hold on, give me a second.
Thanks, Darth.
Hey, what if I break the web off my feet and I land on his head? You okay with that?
40 feet.
I'm big.
That's a long fall, man.
As
Did you see how far down that
the
is?
drow looks up, and he goes, "Ah, they're awake. They're awake. Yasrina, they're awake. They're awake." And then barging out from the tent is a female drow. She's dressed in kind of a purple, kind of again hard leather armor, the tall purple boots, and she's wearing a chest piece that comes over the top of the leather armor. It's shaped like a spider web, and she's still carrying a goblet, walking right out, aerating it, sipping it, and she goes, "Mother won't be long now."
Great.
Okay.
And as she says that, you kind of hear some scuffling along the sides. And if you are able to turn your head, T, E-Ray, you guys can both see, because Malakoi and Folly are kind of facing straight up and out. But on the trees on either side, you see large spiders, kind of the size of small dogs, are starting to climb up the side of the tree.
Can we just burn this spiderweb down?
You could try.
I can't
Well, I mean, if we
try.
do that-
I don't have fire.
If we do that, you guys are going to fall, and if you're still bound, you're not going to be able to catch or brace yourself, and there's a chance that you catch fire too.
Specific things on fire that help the spiderweb lower us down to safety.
Well, we don't have anything. I mean, the only thing that we have.
Some people don't need things to do magic.
I mean, I can cast stuff probably.
I'm about to say, I'm not very good without my dagger.
So I will
rapier.
cast. I'm trying to see which one is probably better.
Can I make a perception check to try to see if I notice a place that our equipment might be laying on the ground below us, or if there's a hut that looks specific, like they would hide all of our stuff in there?
Roll perception.
That's not very good. That is a 9.
You notice that there's a camp with a canvas tent.
Cool. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot here. It's just the
It's
tent.
just that literally the only thing there is the tent, the very small cooking setup to the outside, which is kind of the kettle. Then there's the 2 horses right now. That's it.
Cool.
So they, for whatever intents and purposes, they do seem to be alone.
Well, with
Do
spider
they
dogs.
appear like they could cut us down? Like, does it appear that they have any way of helping us out of this thing, or not? Like we're stuck in the spider's web and they're just watching, and we're kind of SOL at this point.
It You don't see anything like a ladder or hooks. In fact, they're brand new to you. Malakwi is the only person he could identify currently that these are the drow that carried him out.
Yeah.
From the Ironwood Inn.
If it's okay. Oh, wait, so are we in initiative or no?
You are not an initiative.
Okay. If I attack, will we be in initiative?
You would be in initiative if you attack.
I say, Folly's going to yell out, "This is no way to treat your guest," down to them.
Okay, so since we're not in initiative yet, I'm going to cast my new Find Familiar spell, and I'm going to summon a Quasit, because that is a thing I'm allowed to do.
A Quasit?
A Quasit. I can put a link to it in the Skype chat if you guys would like.
Is it something that holds clothes?
Yes, it's a closet.
It's the Elwedge Quasit. Quasit's a little demon, right?
All I know is it can bite, and that seems helpful for either getting us out of a sticky situation or attacking things coming toward us. So,
and it can fly. He can fly and stuff like that.
And it can also polymorph into a bat, a centipede, or a toad, or back into its own normal form. So it has a lot of cool abilities.
Man.
They're like little demon gremlin bat things. Describe what your closet looks like to us, Crystal.
I have no idea what a Quasit looks like, so we're going to make this up, I suppose.
Demon bat gremlin.
Demon bat gremlin. It is kind of a grayish blue color, and it is about 3 feet tall, and it has very, very sharp teeth. Which just helps it for its bite ability.
It's really good at biting webs. Like, really good. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's only when it's in beast form that it bites, but it also can claw. It has very sharp claws as well, and it actually has a couple of little yellow spots on its back, but it's ashamed of those, so that's why it likes to polymorph into other forms sometimes, because it doesn't like the yellow spots.
It's got a little body dysmorphia going.
Yeah.
For a
he thinks the spots are too cute. And he doesn't enjoy them.
Okay.
He can also turn himself invisible, so he does that sometimes to hide them.
Your Quasit kind of bursts into being about maybe 4 or 5 feet in front of you and is just flapping away and sort of making eye contact with you. Folly, did you yell down that was no way to treat guests?
Yes, I was waiting to see if they replied.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Both things kind of happened at once. So as this is happening, the male drow, he kind of looks up and he's like, "What's going on up there? There's some sort of a butterfly." And he's just kind of like really annoyed. And again, he's agitated. He's looking right up at Foley and he's like, "You're not a guest, you're lunch." Which doesn't make you feel particularly good. And he goes, Yasreen, they've got a bat. They've got a bat." And she doesn't even look up or make any eye contact with you. She kind of takes a long draw from her goblet, and she looks over at him and she goes, "Won't be long now." And you guys sort of feel, everybody feels the hair on their arms rise, and there's almost a static in the air, and the slight breeze starts to blow through.
Can we see as I'm looking down, can I see where our equipment is at all?
You can make a perception roll.
I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure it's in the tent, bro.
Well, I'm just because I'm gonna try to jump down real quick and yeah. Perception. Still not great. 10.
You see, there's a tent. You assume if your gear is anywhere, it would probably be in the tent, but you can't see any physical indication of it.
Okay.
The people that are on the ground are so there's 2 of them currently,
brother and sister,
and they're near each other.
Yep, they're both standing by this little fire, and they're kind of just almost 40 feet straight down from you, probably 20 feet in front of you. So
are they near, directly under me?
pretty close to directly under you. They're kind of in front of you. You're hanging by your feet. You can see them pretty good. Folly, you're like kind of, if you look down, you and Malachi can both kind of see them like this, like kind of down at a 45. And Irai, since you're on your side, you can see them pretty well as well because your head's turned. The backs of your heads are stuck in everything.
Okay. Do y'all want me to do some damage to both of them? Because I can hurt them both significantly from where I'm at.
I'm more worried about us actually getting out of the spider web first, because if we just attack them, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a giant spider or something coming to eat us or kill us.
Well, right, but if we get out of the web, we're also going to have to deal with them. So in theory, if somebody can work on getting us unattached, I can attack the people below us at the same time, theoretically.
I mean, yeah, my thought process is distract them, and I'll rip my leg thing off and run into the tent and try to throw up some daggers so you guys can cut yourselves out. If you want to, like, yeah, because if you did that and they're hurt or whatever, then at least, you know, they're distracted with you, where I can try to throw up a sword or something to you guys to cut you down.
They're gonna be very distracted by what I'm about to do to them.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna cast Shatter, my new spell, because why not? I've got new stuff. Let's play with it.
Yeah.
And I am going to use. I'm gonna use a second level spell slot. I'm not gonna go higher than that. So a sudden, loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of my choice within range. So I am choosing a point on the ground right where the two of them are standing. They are within a 10-foot radius of each other, but not of us, so it shouldn't affect us. They both have to make a Constitution saving throw, and then they will take damage regardless of how they do on that Constitution saving throw. I'll tell you how much once I know. We'll find out. I have to get my...
So we've got a 19 and a 7, so that's 19 plus.
I mean, I would imagine
26.
I imagine that's...
No, they're both 0. So they're plus 0 on Constitution both. So 19 and a 7. She rolls a 19. Yasrina rolls a 19, and the male drow rolls a 7.
I mean, I don't know what their constitutions are, so don't they check against their own?
Of the check for them to do the saving throw.
No, it just says they must make a Constitution saving throw. It doesn't.
Yeah. Your spell against your
19 7 versus your spell saving DC.
Versus my spell saving DC. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Just on the other sheet. That is why I don't have that up. My spell saving DC would be where? Where is it on that character sheet that we created? I feel like it should be somewhere easy to see, but I don't see it anywhere.
Hers would be wouldn't hers be her 8 plus her charisma modifier?
Probably. I don't know why.
That's...
Okay, so it'd be 12. So one. I mean, it makes sense that one passes and one fails. Right. Likely with almost anything.
I think the 19 probably would have passed either way.
Yeah.
No matter what. Yeah, 19's extremely.
Yeah, and I think the 7 would have
sure.
failed no matter what. So you can we'll double check it, but I think that's probably accurate.
So on a failed save, they take 3d8 thunder damage and half as much damage if they succeed. Okay, and then there's some other stuff that my spell can do, but it does not apply to them. I rolled a 7, a 5, and a 3, so that's 15 damage for the one that failed, and I don't know whether we round up or down, so either 7 or 8 damage for the one that succeeded.
You can give her 8. She'll take it.
They've got a loud ringing noise in their ears. It doesn't actually say that has any lingering effects, but I imagine that would not be pleasant. This
what's it called again?
Shatter.
Shatter, sorry. So you cast Shatter, and then you can hear almost like a sonic percussion below you guys, like with a delay. And the male drow holds his hands up to his ears, and he screams and falls over immediately. Boom! Hitting the dust. The female drow drops her cup, and what appears to be wine kind of splays out and just shatters into the sand, and she looks up right at you, Irai. Her eyes darken. She raises her hands. The wind that you already felt picks up. A crack of lightning streaks across the sky. The sunlight that was coming in through the leaves is no longer there. And again, that feeling of static goes up as a bolt of electricity starts to fly through the branches of the trees. Everyone roll initiative.
Okay. I mean, lightning could help us get out of the web. I'm just saying.
A solid 7.
A solid 4. I rolled a 1.
See, where was my dex modifier? 3, so that would be a 6 for me.
I'm just mad that they said we
guys,
weren't
this is the worst initiative ever.
We're trapped in a web. What do you expect?
It's role playing out perfectly.
It is. I feel like, is my audio too loud? I feel like I should move my mic away from me. Is it okay?
Sounds fine from here.
I think
You're fine.
Okay.
What do you, T?
A 12.
12. Okay,
He's
so this actually
strong. It makes sense.
I couldn't have played this up better. So the male drow appears to be unconscious at this moment. All right, he is on his side. No bueno. His sister, enraged, casts a lightning bolt that comes down and smashes between. Do this.
I don't think lightning hurts me.
It might not. It comes down and it may not. It smashes down in between the four of you. So a lightning bolt kind of breaks through the web. On one side of the web is Folly and Malachi, and on the other side of the web is T and E-Ray. And as this thing hits...
Is Belmo
Where's
not
Belmo?
here at all?
You guys don't see Belmo.
It was him. He did this all along.
I'm glad somebody asked.
I didn't. It's
No,
funny,
I
didn't
noticed
even-
a while ago. I was like, he hasn't done anything
All right.
yet.
And as the lightning hits, what's the save for that? Oh, that there is one. Ooh. Yeah, she nasty. It's gonna do 1 damage to Malachi, 3 damage to E-Ray,
Okay.
4 damage to Foley, and 6 damage to T.
How's it? What?
How does that work?
She's maybe more powerful than you guys.
Well, I mean,
You can tell that this is big magic. When it hits, you're like, whoa, what just happened? You can smell as it hits the smoke coming up from the webs. And this happens almost in an instant. The web begins to rip, and you guys swing out in opposite directions. Malachi and Foley, you're swinging off to the tree that was on your right-hand side, and T and E-Ray, you're swinging off to the tree that was on the right. This web is becoming kind of like this viscous, oily heat. You can feel it kind of burning into your backs. The electricity is kind of still twitching through your body. Your hair feels cinched. Your mouth feels dry, and you guys are all swinging towards these trees at a very quick rate. And we're still in initiative, so we're going to go ahead and say, T, what do you do?
Sure. I have resistance to lightning.
Perfect. So you can go ahead and not take that
6.
that D6. We're just going to call it a complete resistance since it kind of split the web.
It's only because of my ancestry, because I'm a bronze dragon, so it's lightning, and so yeah. I'm
going to go ahead and say that you are not damaged by the lightning, but you are plummeting in a large pendulum type fashion towards the side of this tree right now as the web begins to burn.
All right, so I'm plummeting.
how much
Towards
did
the tree,
Crystal
like I'm
take?
swinging towards the tree, and I'm still upside down, right?
You're hanging by your legs like you're swinging, like you're on a rope, like a rope swing, and you got stuck by your legs. You're just flying, and right next to you is E-Ray.
Am I about to hit the tree?
We're in initiative right now. Like you're gonna hit the tree in a matter of seconds.
Okay, good. So here's my thought process. First of all, I'm pissed, right? I'm not happy with what just happened. So I want to kind of like bear hug the tree as I grab it, and then jump off with like such a force that my feet come free, and I am jumping. I'm like launching myself straight at that lady person.
Oh my God, so many rolls are about to happen. I need you to do an athletics.
Athletics, I'm fine. I feel pretty good about it.
I need 2 athletics rolls and an attack roll.
All right, do you want the higher of the 2?
The first one is to grab the tree.
Okay, I grabbed it with a 12.
All right, you grab a hold of the tree and you're sliding down,
Yeah.
but you grabbed a hold of it.
Next one was a 21.
Oh, you fly straight down towards her. Like, you push off of the tree. It's like the
My feet are
Matrix.
free.
He rips free. You guys kind of see this happen just in a blink, and he's just flying towards her.
While this happens, I look back at E-Ray and I give her a wink like I just did that. Like, I look like, did somebody record this? Like, I didn't even know this was going to happen. Like,
your foot is extended in like a full flying side kick as you fly towards Yasrina, and you need to make an attack roll now.
ooh, but it's a melee attack.
Yeah.
So what would I roll for that? Because I usually have my weapons. They tell me what to do.
You just roll strength.
Yeah, it would just be a d20 plus your strength mod.
17?
17. That's gonna hit. That will hit.
Sweet.
I believe I believe it'll be a 1d4. But you will hit her.
1d4. I want to say it's a 3.
We can go with that.
Is it the one that's at the top, like at the pyramid
Yes.
top?
Yeah.
Then yeah, it's
Yeah,
a 3.
D4s are weird, right? Yeah. So you hit her in the chest, and she kind of like boom. She kind of jolts back as you do it, and at that same time, she draws 2 daggers from her hips, and she looks angry. In fact, she kind of smirks a little bit at you, and she licks her teeth and looks you right in the eye.
So
And then
I can't do any more actions. Can
No,
I?
you got to do way too much stuff. All right, ready? So the next person is Malakwa. You are swinging towards this tree. You're still rather stuck,
Okay.
but as you feel as you're swinging, you feel that you're not as immobile as you were because this stuff feels like it's melting on your back. It is quite uncomfortable.
Okie doke. When I get sort of closer to the tree, can I use the gust cantrip to push myself away from it, but down to try and rip myself out of the web?
I think you could try that.
Okay. What would you like me to roll?
That is a good question. I think it would still be an acrobatics, even though you're
Okay.
yourself with your gust.
We'll see how this goes. 10.
10. All right. You are able to prevent yourself from swinging into the tree, but you're kind of spinning out of control a little bit. The good news is that you have broken free from the spider's web, and you're descending a little bit out of control, and you're going to kind of smack into the ground and take 2 damage. But you are out of the tree in the dirt.
Okay. Cool.
Folly. Oh, sorry, Erin.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
You rolled the 4, Folly.
I rolled the terrible initiative.
Yeah, I had a 6. Okay. Well, I am going to, through the telepathic bond with my Quasit, whose name is going to change based on his form, and the Quasit's name is Quasit Moto. Moto is his name. But when he's a different form, it'll change to a different, more appropriate pun.
Sure.
So Moto is his name currently.
Oh, I love that.
He is going to, I'm going to tell him to fly down and fly behind her and just kind of flap his wings like right behind her head. Like literally just to distract and annoy her. Like he's not even going to attack. He's just going to, because I don't want to use my action. I just want to be like, go bug her. Do it. So that's what I'm going to tell him to do that.
So he's going to kind of go down there and be kind of the bat in the hair, if you will.
Yeah, like just really just to distract her, if nothing else.
So Moto goes flying down there and proceeds to start flapping in the hair of Yasrina, and she actually does turn around and kind of face him for a second as she feels it kind of coming up around her head. And we're gonna pause it there and go to Foley.
How stuck am I as I'm falling? Am I able to do an acrobatics to try to like jump onto
You
a tree
could. You
branch or
feel
something like
similar to Malakwi. Like your back is hot. You've just been shocked a bit, but you feel like you guys are kind of, as you're going down, you feel like this stuff is swinging. Everything's kind of melting and evaporating. The electricity did a lot of damage to the spider web as well.
Cool. I'm gonna try to do an acrobatics to jump up and get on the tree branches and be able to try to get down the tree without like just wrecking myself. I got with acrobatics. That's pretty good. 16.
16. So you're able to get a hold of the tree pretty easily, but this particular tree. Sorry, this is like the worst.
Do it.
Hold on. Shut up. You're ruining this. I need you to give me a D6 roll, please.
Just a D6.
Just a D6. We're going for odds and evens here. Tell me if you get an odd or an even.
I got an odd.
You are actually. I again sort of hate to break this to you. You feel as you're breaking down the tree that you are stabbed in the arm by a thorn. It's not particularly painful because it's like a thorn that's just one of these kind of guys that you would see on the size of like on the side of like a black palm or something like that. But as it pierces into your skin, you start to feel euphoric. You can feel a poison running through your veins, and you start to feel godlike. You feel ascendant, like you can do anything. You feel like there's no restrictions to your physical being anymore. And in fact, you're pretty certain right now, Foley, that all of your companions worship you as their deity.
Well, I mean, I don't understand how any of that's not true. So,
and you don't. So Foley is starting to feel really powerful, and it and maybe sort of inflated and not as concerned about the level of danger that he is in. Initially, it was clear that he was being affected by being poked by this tree, but now he's pretty sure that what he's feeling is real. And he lands on the ground. As this happens, I need... Where are we all at? So T, you're on the ground in front of Yasreen.
I drop kicked her.
Yep, you just drop kicked her. Malakwi, you're on the ground. You just took a bump. Ira, you're still
just hanging around.
You're swinging. You're kind of swinging into the tree at this point on the other side, and Foley is the second coming of the forest. I do need, you see Yasreen kind of waving that hand again, and lightning is starting to swell. You hear a huge thunderous crack that you assume is another bolt of lightning that's going to come down upon you. But I need you guys at this point to all make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, that's good.
15.
I also got a 15. Hey.
Dex. I did not get a nat 20, but I have a 20.
All right.
I got a solid 3.
3. So,
Yeah.
Clearly, the lightning did not come up into the tree. It's hit the ground.
in a flash, it doesn't bolt like it did before. It sort of just creates this giant blinding ellipse across everyone's vision, just in the air. And appearing out of this ellipse is a giant spider. The spider is an iridescent blue. It's almost hypnotically and glowing. It's got kind of gray undertones, and it is let's say that it's the size of a large apple cart, and its legs are about 3 times that long. And the spider kind of just like flashes into existence, and it plops down on the ground right in front of our good friend Malakwi.
Hey.
Right? And he is going to attempt. Ooh, what's your AC?
11.
He is. Oh, poor Malakoi.
Yeah, it's fine.
I can hear crickets. Am I the only one that can hear crickets?
Oh,
Wait,
you know what?
it stopped.
Because my window's open over here. and
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. I was
Yeah.
just like, am I crazy?
It's probably my house. Yeah, I get the side of my house. There's all these pine trees, and they're like you can hear them out this window over here. It's like insanity.
I didn't know if the spider was saving them for lunch.
No, I'm adding to the ambience of this.
I like it.
So the spider kind of descends over Malakoi, and you see its fangs come bearing down on top of him. Where are my dice? And he takes 4 points of damage. I'm also going to need you to
roll a Constitution save, probably.
Yep, that's correct. Go for it. You know what's coming, right?
Yeah. This one's better. I got a 14.
Oh no, that will keep you unpoisoned for now, my friend.
Hooray!
He kind of stabs into you, and as he comes out, you can see that there is a little bit of venom dripping out, but you don't feel particularly bad at the moment. And this spider, again, you can see a little bit of this electricity almost kind of writhing through this thing. It's this giant kind of blue and silver, just an array of eyes on top of it that are all kind of like glowing orbs. They're just, the thing's disgusting and pulsating, and it is leaning over the top of Malakoi. So at this point, I'm going to screw this up. Yasreen reaches down and she picks up her brother over her shoulder, and you hear her say, Siren, mother will feed now. You'll be okay. And she starts to run away from T. T, as a result of this, you will get an opportunity attack on her.
Okay, I will get an opportunity attack. Did you say that the spider is like got lightning and stuff running through it?
Yeah, it very much seems to have arrived on a lightning bolt, much in the same way that Yasreen was commanding lightning.
So would you say that it's
it
immune to
materialized
lightning?
above you guys and fell onto the ground? You don't know.
Would you say it's immune to
necessarily.
lightning?
Would I say that it's immune to lightning? I couldn't tell you that. You could perceive that if you wanted to.
You want to attack her, not the spider, though, because she's
Correct.
right. Yeah.
He has an opportunity attack against her right now.
Yeah.
So you try to punch her, basically, as she runs off.
Well,
Yeah.
could I issue a spell command to her?
Yeah, you could use a spell. You could have
She has to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oops, sorry, lost her character sheet real quick. She is going to be 18.
All right, so it. Never mind.
Wait! Never.
Come back.
So she runs off. She's kind of, at this point, you see her kind of throw her brother over the back of the horse, and she gets on it, and it is...
Whoa.
It's still your turn. That was your opportunity attack.
What to
Whatever you
attack
tried
her?
to cast at work, now you have a turn, because you're next in initiative.
So they're now gone.
No, they're just got on the horse. Remember, we're in
They're
combat
like over
still.
beside the
Like,
tent or something like that, or
Yeah, they were kind of. She's gotten maybe 20, 25 feet away from him, and has mounted a horse.
Okay, so she's mounted a horse and her brother is on the horse, and they're about 25 feet away from me.
He's thrown over the back of it.
Yeah.
Again, limp as a noodle.
So this is, man, please don't be mad at me, Crystal.
What?
Please don't be mad. But I'm going to turn and I'm going to look at them, and I'm going to look at her, and I'm going to say, my turn. And then I'm going to do my lightning to them, but it affects everything with up to 30 feet out of 15 feet. So it's also going to hit the horse. And my goal is to stop them from getting away.
I was like, why would I get mad? No, you're fine.
Okay.
it's an
We
evil
don't know
horse.
this horse. Yeah, it's a bad horse.
It's a bad horse. So they have to do...
Sign bad horse.
Exactly. Yes.
I believe they have to do a dex save.
All right. Dexterity saving roll.
The horse is a thoroughbred of sin.
Ooh, She's not going to do well. That's 5.
Oh, she failed terribly.
Mhm.
Okay, takes 2d6 damage. All right,
roll
so
it, baby.
it's her brother, and the horse.
Yep.
Because it's 5 feet by 30 feet out from me.
All right, go for it.
Uh, 7 damage.
All right. She takes the shock. You can kind of see some of her hair singe, and she winces as she goes away. The horse also kind of like kicks up.
The brother
a
also
bit.
takes more damage. Does he fall off?
He does not fall off. He doesn't seem to do anything other than just be electrocuted as this happens. He's not. You can't. He's not in a good place. You can't. You almost assume he's dead at this point from the looks of him.
Yeah.
Which is possible. And she kind of continues to gallop, and the horse kind of rears up, and they don't really get anywhere, but that's kind of where they're at the moment. And then we are going to jump over to our good friend Malakoi.
And I have a giant.
You're kind of on your butt looking up at a giant spider.
Okie doke.
Its teeth are doing that gross spider thing where they move up and down a little bit, like they're chewing even though they don't have mouths.
Yep. Okay. I am going to expend 2 sorcery points and cast a Quicken Thunder Wave. So that means I'll get to cast that spell, and then I can cast another one as long as it's the same level or lower as a bonus action.
Good deal.
So I'm going to do Thunder Wave first. And they'll need to roll a Constitution saving throw. The spider.
This is at the spider, I assume?
Yes. Or anything within 15 feet of me.
That's pretty much just the spider.
The spider, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So Constitution saving throw for the spider?
Yep.
11.
My DC is a 13.
All right, so that's going to
they will take 2d8 damage and then be pushed 10 feet away from me. It takes 7 damage.
Yeah. Describe the spider getting smashed away from you.
I just sort of panic and go, oh, and then just shout really loudly. Yeah, and it just sort of gets amplified and then pushes the spider away. And then, yeah, now that it's away from me, I will use the quickened action to cast Chromatic Orb at the spider. Because I am incredibly frightened. So this one I have to roll to hit it. Ooh, nat 1. Perfect. The orb goes wildly fried. Oh, man. I just
Tell me what your crit fail looks like.
Well, I start spinning up a ball of an elemental type that I choose, but I guess somewhere in that I couldn't quite decide what it looked like, so it just fizzled in my hands as I was too frightened of what was happening to actually complete the spell.
Malakwa had performance anxiety.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be E-Ray's turn.
All right, I am still hanging, but can cast spells from here, so I think I might just stay.
The rest of the campaign, you're just going to be in that spider web.
She's stuck by her ankles and her hips in the spider web.
At this moment, it doesn't seem like a bad idea, so I'm going to cast Witch Bolt at the spider, and we're going to see what happens with lightning damage, because she's lightning-ish.
That is a great idea, actually.
We'll find out whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I make a ranged spell attack.
Hopefully it's not like Final Fantasy and the damage is green instead of red, and it's like, oh, you healed the spider.
So that was you said 16?
Well, I rolled a 16, and then I would add.
Yeah, you're going to hit. That'll hit.
Okay.
That'll hit.
Target takes 1d12 lightning damage, and then I can continue doing that damage if I so choose, so I need a d12. Let's see, there's a 12. Oh gosh, I rolled a 1. I was like, pew!
Yeah, this little just like kind of initial trickle of electricity kind of shoots out from your hand, but then you, for 1 minute, kind of lose your ability to aim it because you rotate as you're kind of dangling, and
like,
it just hits the tree.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, like the Thor Ragnarok. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
keeps,
just
you
hold on,
turn
I'll be right
slowly away.
Wait, guys,
And the
guys,
spider
hold
just
on.
kind of takes that.
I'll be back in a minute. Hold on.
So anyway,
I love that.
Amazing. All right, Folly, you are the god of the forest.
Yes.
You know no enemies, you know no friends, you only know those who obey you. You brush the dust off of yourself upon the forest floor and look upon your fiefdom. What do you do?
I need my things. All of my things. So, is there any way I can go and run and get my, try to, like, ransack the tent of all the things that are in there and get them for myself?
You and Malakoi came down in a similar position. How far back did the spider get knocked, Matt?
10 feet.
Yeah, you could
I'm quite nimble.
You could take a sprint as your primary action if you want to get away from the spider rather than engage it. I'll allow that.
Cool. I want to run over towards the tent and try to see what's in there and try to grab, looking for basically my rapier so I can start teaching everybody who's boss around here.
So you dash into the tent, and it's a real simple canvas tent. There's a couple little lanterns in there, some bedrolls, and what you see when you get in there is what appears to be everyone's weapons that they would have had on them, and there's kind of just general camping, foraging type supplies. But you see your rapiers sitting there, leaned up against the wall. You see T's axes leaned up against the wall. You see E-Ray's. I think you had dagger. E-Ray, or she have a sickle. Like, why did I forget?
Well, I had a sickle as my original and 2 daggers, but then I picked up a magic dagger, and Belmo gave me his old quarterstaff. That's
correct. So she's got you see her quarterstaff and her daggers over there. All right, so basically everyone's stuff is kind of leaned up against the wall, and you do see Belmo's bow leaned up against the wall as well.
Oh, nice. I need a new bow. Cool. Well, I grab the dagger, and because this was like that fire bow thing, right?
Yep.
Cool. I grab the my rapier and the bow and run bike out the tent, and like if there's a quiver with arrows around anywhere, or is it just the bow? Yeah, so I grab
his standard kit would have been there, so you'd see the bow, the quivers, I think a spear or 2.
Cool. I grab the bow and my rapier and run out of the tent ready to attack. I don't know if I have much time to. I don't think I probably have time to do anything else, but yeah.
You don't have time to do anything else. The spider, on the other hand, has watched you run into this tent, and as you're coming out to the opening. Gosh, my thesaurus brain just went really weird there. As you come out to the opening of the tent, you see the spider rear up on both of its legs, or both of its legs, and it's kind of rear 2 legs, and it's kind of up in the air like this, and its abdomen looks out at you, and a giant jet of webbing comes flying in your direction. And what's your AC?
My AC is 14.
And it flies right over your shoulder, just woof, splattering in a giant, just gunky explosion against the back wall of the tent. And the tent kind of shifts and lurches a little bit as he has missed you entirely.
I yell, "That is no way to treat your god!" And and start to get ready this bow towards its face next round.
As this is happening, Yasrina and her brother have kind of just like really started to take off on the horse and head around the corner. There's kind of where you guys are at is an enclave of these thorny trees, and you are in a clearing of dirt, and there is a path that kind of goes off in a northwesterly curve and they are kind of starting to head down that path, and it is now T's turn.
All right, let me ask you this: do I have time to go in the tent, grab my stuff, and attack?
No,
Or do I need
to? You know what? No, because you could.
I'm not.
You could pick up something as a bonus action. So yeah, because I forgot where you were at. I was putting you by Malakoi, but you're fine.
Yeah, I'm by the campfire.
You're right by the tent, so it's like 10 feet away. So you could pick up your axes.
Man, I'm deciding, should I pick up the axes or should I pick up a log that's on fire from the campfire and try to plunge it in one of its eyes?
Nice.
I'm going to do the log. All right, so, but before I do that, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark as my bonus action.
Yeah.
And so I have this log, and I pick up the log, and I'm like, crap! Or I'm like, crap! Because it's hot. But I don't care. I'm just so pumped and full of adrenaline, and I jump in the air like Leonidas 300 style with the log directly behind the back of my head, and I'm going to try to plunge this into one of its biggest eyes that I can. I'm going straight for its face. I don't.
So you're aiming specifically for the eye structure thing. So let's roll the attack.
Yes. Why do I keep putting these away? Oh, buddy, 22.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let the log be like a club, I guess. We're gonna go, but it's on fire. So
yes,
we're gonna go 1d6 plus 1d4 fire damage. Let's make this fun.
All right.
And then you've got Hunter's Mark on him as well, correct?
Yeah. So I do an additional d6 damage.
So 2d6 and a d4. Let's go crazy here.
Let's do it. And then d6 and then d4. $11. 6, 3, and 2.
So T flies through the air, and you just hear him. And just, it's disgusting. The sound, it's awful. You just hear this deafening thud and this just giant kind of squirting sound of the pressure of something being released, and just this spray of just blue, disgusting. It looks like liquid dish soap flies all over T, and little bits of fire raining out of this eye as he pierces right into the spider. And the spider, to spite itself, is shrieking. If a spider can shriek, this one shrieks. Just blue spray. T is covered in this disgusting, oily blue solution.
So the way I picture that right now is I am Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 intro, and I'm like, you know how he busts out of the space creature at the end and he's covered in stuff, but he's smiling? I am so smiling right now as I'm just like covered in this nastiness. Like
the log is just sticking out of like two of the eye orbs, and it's still burning.
I'm holding on to it. I haven't let go. I'm so happy right now.
All right. So we then are going to move over to Malakoi.
So the spider is still up, still moving around.
Still moving, but that seemed bad. You could consider him bloodied by what just happened.
Okay. I'm going to steal my resolve a bit and then try to cast Chromatic Orb at 2nd level and see how it goes this time. A 9. Yeah, doing better. Technically, still not great, but better. Ooh.
9 plus anything, or just 9?
Just 9.
That.
Just flies off and hits a tree or something.
His chromatic orb just kind of boom. It just ping pongs off of the kind of these ashen, thorny trees and vanishes off into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, little spell.
Irae.
Okay, so I'm going to continue casting Witch Bolt. So I am going to roll a d12,
That D12?
worth of damage. And
Which bolt do lightning damage?
It's a
That's fine, because that doesn't hurt me. So
it's a I didn't want to. So it's a 6 this time.
Ooh.
And then with my bonus action, I'm also going to tell Moto to do something, but go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So, E-Ray just rotates very slowly around in this twist of spiderweb, and the
Coming back
bolt
around.
just lines right up the spider, and the spider just starts to vibrate and shake, and the squealing is worse, and even more, just like a fountain now, just squirting out like a fountain pen that's been erupted, and it's just he is just bathing in the blue blood of the spider.
And then she's a spider. How many eyes does it appear that she has?
Like 8. 2 of them are pretty jammed up with the log.
Okay. I'm going to telepathically tell Moto to go flap like in front of as many of her eyes as he can, basically, to try and obscure her vision, essentially. But also, if it stokes the fire, bonus.
Nice.
So Moto does this, and the spider is writhing and shaking. It does seem agitated by Moto's presence, but at this point, it's flailing. Its arms are hooking around all over the place. It's starting to kind of like just swing wildly and flail around. And we're gonna go over to Foley.
I'm just spinning back now. I'll be back again.
And just slowly rotating away. And electricity just like cutting through trees as she rotates.
I wish I could get my chair to go all the way around with the walls right behind me. I would totally spin the whole 360 if I could.
I love it.
I'm going to not like pull an arrow out of the quiver, and with my new godlike powers, I'm going to try to. Is this thing still like reared up, or like what is like it's facing towards me?
It's facing T right now. So he kind of just came from this area. So you're looking at it right in the face. Like it's kind of its side is sort of to Malachi, and who's kind of he's got like the side rear. And then E-Ray's got the side front, and then you guys are kind of looking at it right in the face from outside the tent.
Cool. I'm gonna try to like unleash an arrow right in the middle of its face, just like everybody else. It seems to be the weak spot. If I unleash a flaming arrow, he just needs more fire there, right? So I'm gonna
perfect.
Try to smash him there, and this is gonna be. It should be a 17.
You rolled a 17, so that's going to hit?
Yes. And
it's 1d8 piercing isn't the
cool.
Is a longbow.
So that'd be just a 5.
That's a 5.
Is there anything extra for the fire on that? I forgot. I think it was like a magic like +1 or something.
I want you to describe what happens to this spider as this final arrow eviscerates.
So as my ego is hugely inflated, I pull back this bow and shoot it straight into its face, and you just see like it whisks by with like just bursting in flames, just like, and fire smacks it straight into the face. As this bow just sinks its way, embedding deeper into the middle of the face. It's already weakened by all the bashing and lightning it's taken to the face and everything. So I'm hoping that this will help mess it up even more.
Yeah, and it's the spider starts to crackle with electricity as you look over at it, and its legs curl up underneath it as a spider does when it either molts or dies, and it rolls over and just tremors, and the electricity shoots out of it, and then you kind of see it like kind of wither, and all the blue light escapes from it, and it then, with one more final crack of lightning, the spider vanishes, leaving a large charred piece of earth below it. And initiative is over.
I have taken care of the foe. You guys, next time, help me out a little bit.
Good job, Folly.
I immediately run over to Folly to shake his hand. And as I do so, I whisper to myself my laying on of hands cantrip, which laying on of hands also cures poison affecting somebody.
Oh.
And I'm just like, hey, good job, because I know. I've been with Folly. That's not Folly. That's not Folly.
So as T shakes your hand, Folly, you feel the godlike presence just evaporate out of your body. It's almost as though you shrunk down, like you maybe felt like you had grown 3 or 4 feet before but you come back down to your mortal coil. The ground beneath your feet is mucky and cold and gritty under your toes, and you feel kind of sore from where you've been punctured kind of in the upper arm over here by the spider, and you feel all again mortal.
How many hit points would it take to cure that?
Well, how many
I
did
have
you
a
take?
pool
I
of
mean,
15
tell you
for
how
that,
long.
so I just need to subtract it.
I was down 4.
Yeah, so he wasn't that hurt actually.
Oh, so then I'll. But is it more than 4 to cure the poison too?
If that's part of the, part of the spell,
it subtracts. I just didn't know, like, as the GM.
No, there's no damage assigned to it. I actually set up a random hallucination table for that, and I just rolled.
Okay. All right, well, I healed your 4 and your.
Cool.
I have 11 left. I'm laying on my hands. Okay, cool.
All right, cool.
What's everybody's hit points currently? Because I wasn't able to.
I didn't get hurt at all.
I know you got hurt, but
I
Crystal,
didn't.
but I didn't get it down.
Yeah, I have 21 currently of my 24.
I know it was like 2 or 3, so I guess it was the 3 that you took.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Matt, you're at 17 currently?
I'm at 13 currently.
Oh, you got hit again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that other hit.
I'll be fine.
I look why I avoided the poison.
Let me go ahead and put
I was really
hoping
to roll that hallucination table again.
That'd have been
I
great.
spent so much time finding good hallucinations. It's coming back. You're not getting away from it.
I look at the bow that I'm holding, because I mean I normally wouldn't grab somebody's just other people's stuff, and I'm like, where's Belmo?
I'm just going to ignore this entirely and try to get Iray out of the tree. So I'm just going to sort of cast the gust cantrip at her until she sort of starts to fall.
Oh no!
And
You're gonna
then,
catch her?
Yeah, and then I'll use my racial ability to cast levitate on her. If she does fall, I don't. The web still might be real sticky.
So she's kind of swinging back and forth in the tree, and it does kind of break loose. It's kind of like taffy that's been
It's
pulled.
the E-Ray Pinata.
Yes.
If she falls down, E-Ray, give me an athletics check.
Okay. I rolled a 9, so athletics is where? Oh, it's strength. Oh, that's -2, so that's a 7.
She starts to tumble quite quickly down the tree.
I'll use my racial ability to cast levitate on her, so she just sort of sticks in the air.
So she's just hovering there.
Yeah, and then I'll just cast a gust and continually just push her down until she's on the ground again.
The show. So E-Ray kind of just floats down, very Mary Poppins like. Lands in
Mary
front of you.
Poppins, y'all!
There you
Here we go.
So Rook, I saw your axe in there. I think all the rest of our stuff is in there.
Yeah,
I look
you guys-
around. Do we see any water or like little pond or anything near us?
No, it's very like you're in this little clearing that looks like it was probably cleared out by, people. Some sort of humanoids cleared it out, and it's been camped in several times before. Clearly, you can see where there's been maybe some fire pits or some used firewood laying around, but it's just dense trees that are broken up by this kind of sand and stone path that goes
Do I
off.
see
to the
leaves
side.
at all? Are they?
Yeah, there's some leaves on the ground and stuff from the
All right.
trees.
Well, I mean,
General
I
forest
nod
litter.
over at Folly, like I agree, like let's grab our stuff, but I also grab leaves and I start to wipe off the layers upon layers of blue guts.
I go into the tent and start searching around to see if there's any other information I can try to gather on these two siblings and figure out why in the world they would do this to the heroes of the town. Come on.
Well, they referred to her as their mother. So I would assume that
so I look in the tent for the orphans things and no, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
Too
savage.
soon. Too soon. That's good.
Are they not
There's a
worshippers of
few things in there. Mostly, what you've got is your weapons. Your weapons are there, and again, kind of general camping supplies. You're going to find cooking utensils, rope, fishing equipment, just the basic stuff.
No
you guys can
notes
assume
or writing
there's-
or books or anything like that around.
yeah, what you do find is you do find a backpack that has an herbalist kit in it, but everything in there is sort of putrid and frightening looking. There's like a jar, a little like a vial with like newt's eyes, and kind of really these kind of dark magic type things.
I avert Gex's eyes. I was like, no, don't look. I can't believe they did this to your kin. This is disgusting.
What you also find in there is a pendant, and the pendant has kind of some script written on it. It's a brass pendant, right? And it's on a leather kind of strap, right? And it's got a symbol that looks a bit like a half moon on it, and not like a star, but like half of a star, kind of like inside of the, like kind of cradled in the half moon, and it's just like a relief carving in this brass pendant.
Can I try to do an Arcana to see if like I can tell if it's magical or if it's just like ornate?
You can do that.
I'm not like the best at this or anything, but I got. Do you add your intelligence modifier if you're not trained in something? Or do you just go without? You just get whatever you roll?
No, you do your modifier would remain. You just wouldn't get a proficiency.
Cool. So I got a 17.
Oh, all right. So looking at it, you recognize that it is a dwarven symbol, but an old dwarven symbol.
So this is definitely not drow.
It's not drow. In fact, it's the what you're sure of, being around dwarves commonly enough, is that this would be something that would be more religious or historical, not necessarily something that would be functionally written today, but you don't know what it means.
Gotcha.
It's dwarvish?
Yep, and it does seem to be charmed.
So I have the Eyes of the Runekeeper Eldritch Invocation, so I can read all writing. So I'm going to ask him for the pendant, and I'm going to try and read it.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
I can also read and speak dwarvish.
Yeah, I say this looks like some sort of dwarvish holy symbol or something like that. Here, Ire, can you take a look at this?
Sure.
So what you can deduce, Ire, in picking it up is that it is indeed charmed, and the word means the symbol is familiar to you, and what it would translate to loosely is Ward of the Machines.
Okay.
There
Type it
appears
down.
there is definitely some sort of a charm. There's a power within this. You can't deduce what it does. Ward of the Machines isn't something that's a spell that's familiar to any of you or anything like that. But it is this is kind of like the this rune, this kind of symbol would be sort of like it'd be like a hieroglyph to the Dwarven people now. It's not something that they would use anymore, but they might know more about it.
Okay. All right, well, we can put the pendant away.
Does anybody know how we got here?
I remember they were giving us ale, and you had eaten a lot of chickens. And then I don't remember much after that. We were like in the inn celebrating and partying. I was having a good time. Does anybody else know what's going on?
I remember I woke up briefly while being transported.
Who transported us?
And on what?
The drow.
Did you tell him like, hey, please stop, or hey, no?
No, we were under some sort of magic.
Malakwa, you feel that you guys were probably being like under some sort of a sleep spell. Like you could tell that it was unnatural when you fell back asleep.
I didn't really have much opportunity to do anything. I woke up, got a brief glimpse of what was happening, and then went back to sleep.
Did you see anything around you that looked familiar while you were briefly awake?
I guess that would be a question for Adam. I mean, I would say no, but if you want me to like roll something, that's fine. But
yeah, roll perception for me real quick. We'll
got a 15.
yeah, you remember that when you were being loaded onto a cart. Nothing dissimilar from something that would be used to haul, produce or ironworks or things like that. And you feel that you were being loaded onto the cart at that time outside of the ironwood.
Okay, I'll convey that information to the party. That's about all I remember.
All right, so we're missing. So Belmo's gone. We've been taken away from Deepwell. We have no means of transportation. We don't know where we are.
Correct.
Is there
How
any
about
way
a
I can
nap?
try to like see if I could recognize this forest, or like if there's any specific things that like would indicate like where we are, or if I just feel like we're
roll
this
nature.
This is no place around where we've been before. I'm doing all these things I'm not actually good at. I got a total of 8.
You know that it's the woods.
Cool. Well, I mean, I know woods, but I don't feel like I know these woods.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of.
I'm not quite sure where we are.
Can I look in the direction of where the brother and sister rode off and see if they left any type of tracks, or if they broke any twigs or anything, just to give us some type of tracking?
Absolutely. You can go ahead and give me perception.
A 6.
You see that there's a path.
Yeah, I'm sure we could follow them. They were booking it, so I'm sure they're going to leave some sort of prints or tracks or something.
Listen.
Yeah, if who's got like a, I guess, who's got a high survival? Does anyone have survival?
No.
I don't know that anybody's actually trained in that.
I'm trained in survival.
There you go.
You are, of course. After you make that crappy throw, I'm going to say,
Do I get to add anything to that?
if you should have had plus something to it, but if your survival should be at least plus your or your proficiency bonus.
So then, what was I at before? 6, 9?
Yeah, there's at this point there's definitely hoof marks from a horse that just went off, tearing off. It wouldn't, at least under the current path that you can see, it wouldn't take a very skilled tracker to at least see that this road is not used and that something has been down it recently that appears to be a horse.
Do we have any idea of what time of day it is?
Yeah, it seems to be morning right now. The sun is not quite overhead, but it's been getting, going up. Like when you woke up and you guys first saw the kind of light breaking through and everything, it felt like at that time it's probably 9 a.m., somewhere in that range. So it's only been maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So you guys are still...
All right, well, if we're going to catch them, they've got a good head start on us already. We should probably get moving.
There is one
And
horse
they have a horse.
still there.
So the question is then, do we send someone ahead? The rest of us we can't all fit on a single horse. So
Well,
is the
you
cart that
probably-
they rolled us in on still here?
There's no cart right now.
The
no.
cart's gone. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't know.
How big are you, E-Ray?
I don't know. How big am
Because
I?
You never ask a tiefling their weight.
She's humanoid. She's a humanoid.
I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
think I'm big.
tieflings are always-
As far as humanoids go, I'm on the larger side, but I'm not like ungodly huge by any means. My horns probably make me look pretty tall, but
I'm big.
Well,
you're definitely big.
Well, I was thinking, like, if you were, like, so are we saying, like, Folly and Malakwa, are they, like, hobbit size?
No, Malakwa's normal size.
Yeah.
I'm gnome
Malakwa's
size,
normal.
which is actually smaller than a hobbit.
Yeah. Foley's the smallest one by far.
Like of the whole group, the whole time.
Yeah.
So how about, what if Foley and someone get on the horse and try to, like, we go in pairs?
Let's do this. I have pretty good perception. I can try to watch for tracks as we're riding along.
And then can you all, whoever goes on the horse, we should come up with a way for you to more distinctly leave a path so we can follow you. And I don't know, maybe have some kind of a signal, like if things go wrong, because if we're going to split the party, yeah, like, but I'd like something like, here's the path, and also some stuff went down, and that would be a slightly different thing that you would drop on the ground, and we would know that trouble happened, in theory.
Okay, I've got an
never
idea.
split the party.
I've got an idea. We will take the tent, rip in shreds, right? Rip in shreds. If it's bad, put the blue guts that I wiped off me, dip that in the tent shreds. Blue shreds means bad. Normal tent shreds, good. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
brilliant
blood is bad. B for blood. Kind of a Despicable Me voice right there.
It kind of is.
I just want to know. I just want to say that I'm not one of the minions, so definitely very green, brown hair, green eyes, not yellow and with overalls.
Kind of excited with my idea. I started to take the tent and make, let's say, 20 plus. Like I'm just ripping up little pieces, and I'm taking half of what I ripped up, and that pile of junk I scraped off me with the leaves, I'm dipping that half in there, so there's at least some type of blue coloring on there.
Cool. I'll start shoving some of them in my backpack so I can sit on the back of the horse and do this.
Yeah, I hand that to Folly, and then
who's going?
I can't go. I'm huge, bro. I'm 6'4", 275 pounds. If I get on that horse, it's gonna do a spell on me to get off.
I can go with you, Polly.
Let's do this.
Hey, Malakwa. You talk. You can do telepathy, no?
Kinda.
Is there a ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about 30 feet, so anybody I can.
Not gonna last long on a horse.
Not quite what you're looking for, I don't think, but it's a good idea.
Okay. Hey, can you fly? You can fly.
No.
Okay.
Can't you float?
I already used it to get crystal out of the tree.
Do we still have that weird, crazy scroll? Can we just summon a bunch of magical beasts? I'm just kidding.
Actually, I can make the Quasit serve another creature as a familiar, and while they're bonded, the master of the Quasit can sense what the Quasit senses as long as they're within 1 mile of each other, which is a much farther distance than we can normally do. So I'm actually going to have the Quasit serve Malakwa.
Yes.
And I'm going to keep the Quasit with me, but at least then you'll be able to sense what the Quasit senses a mile away, Malakwa.
Gotcha.
So,
pain.
In theory, if something
pain.
bad were to happen, and you guys, because I imagine we're not going to get that far ahead of you that quickly. But
the horse is hurt. She's hurt. The brothers, yeah.
The more we talk about this, the further they get away. Let's get on the horse.
All right, we're going.
Okay.
So, Malakwa,
I'm gonna make perception checks to check for tracks as we're riding.
Okay, yeah.
I grab all my stuff. I put my backpack back on. I have my 2 small axes. I have my great axe, and I just start walking in that trail like I'm following where they just took off. But I'm just letting you know, as the DM, that I grabbed all of my stuff.
All right, you guys. All right, I will grant you guys the assumption that you took your weapons and an appropriate amount of general outdoorsy.
Was all of Belmo's stuff there? Just everything?
Yeah, everything he owns is there.
Wait, Belmo's stuff was there too?
Yeah, I shot his bow. That's what I killed the thing with.
Oh no, I don't like that. All right, well we're taking all of Belmo's stuff as well, but I'm very sad as we pack that away for the record.
Oh, I've still got his bow because I mean I'll give it back.
Okay,
to him, but
the other stuff we pack up.
Yeah. I mean, he's not shooting it currently. Anyway, I got an 18 for perception as we're riding down the road trying to follow these tracks.
All right. So it's pretty easy for you guys right now to ascertain where they've traveled. Like, you look down and, like, again, it's kind of this soft dirt path that's been, I mean, it's barely as wide as the horse, but you can clearly see where like a fast traveling horse has been and kind of cloved out, some divots in there. And again, the path hasn't
random
branched.
body parts of the brother like laying on the ground because we messed that dude up pretty bad. I'm just kidding.
There's nothing but the horse's kind of hooves, and you guys are able to travel, and you're kind of like going quickly for, let's call it. You've probably went for 10 or 15 minutes at this point, and you actually up ahead think that you can spot another horse.
Gotcha. Can I tell
okay,
if it's
so
them?
I can find out for us if you want. So my closet, it can turn itself invisible and only becomes visible if it attacks or uses scare. So I am going to have him turn invisible, and since he's still in bat form, he's going to fly over to where that horse is and
Are they still riding away, or are they stopped?
The horse is stopped. It's milling.
Oh,
It's kind of walking in a circle.
Okay, so he's flying over there to check it out, and oh no, but he serves Malakwa now, so I can't communicate with him telepathically. So he'll just have to come back to us. Hopefully he will. I don't know how that works. I'm not as familiar with familiars as I probably should be.
You could just end. I'm assuming you could end the bond between me and your
It does say
closet.
at any time and for any reason the closet can end its service as a familiar, ending the telepathic bond. So yeah, technically I can be like, screw Malakwa, I need your help.
It's like, that's interesting.
So is that what you're gonna do?
Did the closet tell Matt that, hey, this tiefling's making me turn invisible right now? I'm just kidding.
Only
Right
if they're a
before-
mile apart. I think
before.
we might be more than a mile apart at this point. So yes, he's gonna
15 minutes?
end his bond. I'm gonna reduce my old idea to nothing and start a new one.
All right. So, Quasimodo.
Quasimodo.
He's invisible, correct? He can turn invisible?
Yes, he is invisible.
So this goblin stealth bat of yours just kind of like vanishes. And as he flies over, what he can see and communicate back to you is that the horse is not tied up to anything, but there does not appear to be anybody on the horse at this point. It's kind of just at the edge of this path, the forest is dense. Again, it's broad daylight, and there is some light coming in on you guys, but it's very patchy and kind of gloomy where you're at. And he can see that there's some blood in the sand right next to the horse, but there's no sign of either drow.
Okay. I am going to see. I want him to somehow try and whatever. We can just walk over to the horse. We're fine.
I mean, I can sneak up there if you need me to. I'm actually pretty good at stealth. So.
Let's get ourselves another horse, basically, is what we need to do.
I think you should,
So you're going to sneak over there,
I'm going to
Foley?
sneak over there to see if I can get better perception checks and see if I can figure out and deduce a path of where they are. But I don't want them to just be like, oh, we left the horse here and we're going to ambush him out of the woods. Let me see if I can try to do it stealthily. Since the other thing was invisible, I got a whopping total of 16.
16. So you're able to you sneak up, the horse doesn't even notice you. It's pretty good. It's not your best sneaking ever, but
it's definitely not.
But it's pretty good. You sneak up, and what you see is right where the horse is kind of at. The horse is kind of just chewing on some greenage, just kind of some low-lying foliage and stuff. It's just chomping away. The horse looks like it's been ran pretty hard. It's a little bit sweaty, as a horse does get. And you can see that somebody has clearly went off the path directly to your right hand. Like if you're approaching the horse's tush, right-hand side, someone's broken into the thick dents of the forest, and there is a little bit of blood on some of the branches, some of the leaves.
I motion to E-Ray and to come closer, because I feel like it's probably currently safe because they probably just went denser to the forest and dropped the horse because they couldn't make it through with a horse.
All
I
right,
say I
well,
think they've gone deeper into the woods. It doesn't look like we're gonna be able to like bring the horse through here because it's so dense.
Well, if we can't ride the horse, I know that we need to keep up with them, but I also don't want to leave our compatriots behind. So, what should we do?
They should be right behind us. I left.
Yeah,
I just
it's
left
only
just
been
pieces
15
of
minutes.
cloth
We haven't gone that
on this
far.
regular path that I'm pretty sure they wouldn't get lost on all the
Okay.
way. It's like, oh, there's cloth.
Yeah, I have no idea what the difference in speed between 15 minutes of riding on a horse and 15 minutes of brisk walking would be.
The horse is substantially faster. I mean, they're a little bit behind you. You can. I mean,
So hey, you
If they're
get a
not-
short
if they're on
rest.
foot,
So
Here's the thing. So either she had to have healed him significantly, or he died, or she's still trying to carry him with her because he was significantly wounded. And the fact that we saw some blood but not a ton of it, and his body is nowhere to be found, implies that he's with her. So they're either moving very slowly or she was somehow able to heal him completely, which I don't know what drows are capable of, so I don't know if that's possible.
being
But
jerks, being very poor house guests or tent guests or hosts. whatever.
disrespecting the god of the forest is what they're good at.
yeah,
Oh,
accurate.
you know.
All right, so we will wait until the others catch up. Is that accurate, Foley?
Yes, that's what I think we should do. I don't think we
Okay,
should
yeah.
go
Okay.
through here without our dragonborn to
I agree.
Smash cut
smash things up.
over to T and Malakwa. They
I
are.
am walking behind Malakwa because I'm taller than him, and just walking. I'm letting him open up in our relationship. I don't want to step on too many toes, so I'm just waiting to see how deep this is going to go, and I'm taking my time on this one.
Before we left the camp, I did want to sort of do a cursory check to see if there were any like footprints that were Belmo sized that might be going in or out. Since this stuff was there.
Yeah, we can assume that you did that. If you want to
Okay.
give me probably an investigation for that.
Okay, doke. 11.
You don't see any footprints that would indicate anything other than the scuffle that occurred around the campsite at this point.
Okay, doke. Well, I guess we'll get walking. And then after a small bit of time, I will reply to T with it's lilac, by the way. It's my favorite color.
That's
You know what?
beautiful.
What's yours?
Well, I like green. Green. Green.
So as you guys are walking and making small talk, you can hear the forest. You know, again, it's kind of this dark, spotty forest, but it sounds nice. You hear birds chirping and crickets. There's clearly always crickets. If you
Yes.
They're delicious.
kind of the cicadas humming, these type of sounds going, and you guys suddenly hear a dragging sound off in the brush. Just a sounds like
Stop.
somebody's
Stop.
just plowing through the underbrush, kind of off to your left.
I tap on Malakwa since I'm behind him, and I just stop. So I've stopped. I don't know if he stops with me, but I've stopped. And I'm kind of crouching down now for a second, just because I feel like I'll hear better that way. I don't know if it's scientifically proven. But
Perception.
17.
Yeah, what you see out in the field is something that you, T, are pretty familiar with. You've heard about it. You might have seen one or two in your life, but never out in the sunlight. And what you see is what appears to be a giant gelatinous mold, just kind of slowly rolling through the forest, covered in leaves, semi-transparent green, just crap rolling around in it. It's a huge blob. It's 15 feet off away from you, and it's just tracking with you.
Bro, 15 feet is close, bro. That's that thing.
I'm sorry. It's 50. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, no, it's about 15 feet away.
We were in deep conversation if we're just not noticing that.
Snug
15.
up on us.
No, I mean it came up. It's just,
Okay.
It's just. It's when you get off this path, it's dark. All right, like it's dark. You know.
All right.
Do I see this?
Yeah, you both can see it now. It's
Do
just
I
kind
also notice that, like, will it consume us where we're standing, or because we stopped, is it going to pass us?
It is just going off road. It doesn't appear to be engaging you in any way. It's just rolling.
It's just there. It's nature.
Okay, I would like to do a divine sense, and that lets me know if the presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. So I'm doing divine sense to see if it's bad, it'll smell terrible to me. If it's good, it'll be like heavenly music in my ears. Yeah.
So T kind of raises his hands up, looking for a divine guidance, and he receives nothing.
Oh, for my divine guidance now, I don't know if we should have gone over this earlier, but I picked my stuff, and I took the path of vengeance, my oath of vengeance, and for me to like do my magic, like I have to hold on to my thing that I chose, and it's my mom's tooth. That necklace was one before, so
you grab your
holding on to
mother's
that.
tooth.
Yeah.
You kind of look up, and you get nothing. It feels very neutral to you. This thing doesn't seem to be aligned with anything particularly evil or particularly good.
All right.
Remark.
I relay that to Malakwa.
I'll just make the remark that nature is quite beautiful in very, very odd ways.
Do we see anything that's floating around inside of it?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell from where it's at, but there's definitely some stuff inside of it. Like the little bit of light that is passing through it isn't unobstructed.
Is it humanoid?
It's hard to say.
All right. Also, with that perception, do I just notice like a jello blob, or do I see any type of like mouth or organs or anything, or it's literally jello?
It is jello. It is gross and covered in dirt. It's basically like it's like no gelatinous cube you've ever heard of. You've heard of these things traveling in dungeons and being cylindrical or square or in caves. This thing out in the open, it's kind of just it's like someone just rolled up a booger and just started pushing it through the dirt. I mean, it's pretty gross, but it's got some transparency.
Malakwa, what do you want to do?
I mean,
I feel nothing.
I think we leave it. I don't think we fight. I think we just watch it. It's it's quite interesting. It'll go.
Do you want to follow it?
Not really, no.
Are we going to notice that this thing is going to like cross in front of us at any point, Adam?
Right now, it seems to be mostly parallel to you.
Okay. Listen, if this
It
thing
could if the path goes.
if this thing gets in front of us, it could end up taking one of the trail markers, and we could get lost. We need to pick up the pace.
Okay. I mean, there's only one trail, right? Basically.
Yeah, right now the trail has literally not forked out. It's been a couple miles, and it's just
Okay.
it's the trail.
Oh, we haven't made it out of the woods yet?
No, I mean you guys are still in the forest, and the trail is still just a trail.
Okay. So, back home, what was your favorite show?
Didn't really go out much. They had quite a strange childhood.
For 3 years, I thought my mother was a squirrel. That was strange.
All right, smash cut, boom. We're back over.
So short rest for us, right? Do we get things back? Does E-Ray get all of her? No.
No, you guys are still on the move. So you're back to E-Ray and Foley are back at the edge of the forest, and you hold on, I gotta turn this off. Sorry, keep getting texted. You hear something. I need you to roll perception again for me, Foley.
That was not a real roll. Okay, there we go. It was like help against the side thing. That is a total of 12. Big numbers.
You hear somebody talking, and it's not terribly far away.
Does it sound
right side of that path?
Does it sound drowish or voices I might remember?
It could be. It's hard to say. Somebody
Can I
sounds
tell
upset.
if it's male or female?
You can't deduce the gender of the voice.
I'm flipping down my Guess Who little things right now. Click, 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 click.
That was a good game, man, back in the day.
That new Dinosaur Tea Party is supposed to be kind of reminiscent of that, right?
Nice. Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we hear voices. They are close. Folly, come here.
I'm right
We need
here,
to
yeah.
hide. We need to hide.
I mean, okay. I mean, that should be easy for me.
Well, it's less
I mean-
so for me. So help me find a big tree.
I look for a big tree, and I know the forest, so I should be able to spot a big tree pretty quickly. Hopefully, we can help hide. It's like, okay, what you have to do is you have to crouch down and try to make yourself as small as possible. All right, and then you get behind the tree, away the opposite direction of where the sound is coming from. Okay, so
Should
and then you
we
crouch-
send Moto toward the noise?
Yes, but if we make him invisible, it'll make it less likely that they can see him.
He's already invisible, I think.
Oh, I didn't realize he was still here. Okay. So
He's right there.
Oh, okay. So, okay, cool. Well, I don't think my cloak will help cover both of us, but I'll cover up a little bit. I pull my hood up over my head and like crouch down in the leaves as she sends Moto over there.
Moto, go check out the noise.
I got a natural 20 on stealth, so I don't know if that helps us both, but I'm trying to help either hide.
So, as Foley is describing how he hides behind trees to E-Ray, he even right in front of E-Ray's eyes almost vanishes. She can't even believe it. She's like, "Wait!"
And by the
maybe
way,
Foley is the god of the forest.
That is a 30, and when I add my modifier, so
So he literally like just kind of like, and you're like, "Wait, I can't even."
Foley
He's in front
is
of
the
my
forest.
I mean,
Foley
I'm
is
a
the
gnome
forest.
of the forest, so quite literally, I am the forest.
Yeah, he vanishes in a way that you can't even wrap your mind around. And then Moto flies off. And what Moto sees is disturbing him. Moto sees a cart the size of an apple cart parked next to a small stream. He's probably flown 100 and 150 yards from where you guys let him go. It's not a clearing, but the stream kind of has some longer grass around it, and there is more sunlight kind of coming into this area. It's still kind of mid-morning, and what he sees is the cart, and inside of the cart there appears to be bodies wrapped in linen, and they're laid about 3 by 3, so 6 people, 2 deep, laid across the size of this medium to large apple cart, humanoid bodies. And he sees a drow woman pace back and forth in front of the cart. Her feet splayed across the ground, staked down, hands and feet. This is a drow man who seems to be unconscious, but he's in some trampled grass and has leads from his wrists and his ankles holding him splayed open.
What?
So there's a drow.
Okay. He's
And
on
he's-
the ground, restrained.
And He's restrained and staked to the ground.
Does he appear? Does Moto think he's alive?
He doesn't look like if he's alive, he's not doing well.
Okay.
This would appear to be her brother, Tomoto.
Okay. And the bodies that are on the cart, are they entirely encased in linen, or are they just bound with linen? Like, are they mummified?
No, they're not mummified. They just look like they're in a burial shroud.
Okay. But none of them are moving? Are any of them Belmo-sized?
They all appear to be pretty normal humanoid size.
Okay. And actually, Moto wouldn't know what Belmo size is because Moto didn't exist when Belmo was around. So,
yeah.
Even if I said, "Tell me if one looks like Belmo," Moto would be like, "What's a Belmo?" So I'm gonna have Moto come back to us, I'm gonna have him come back. They're too far away.
Yeah, you're looking at. Yeah, you're looking at 500 feet, 600 feet, kind of.
Because he has a cool scare ability, but if we're not nearby, it won't do us any good. So.
Can I do a perception check to see if a Dragonborn and a Genasi are coming down the path yet? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you can. You can do that. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and say that you do. We don't have to roll for it. We can go ahead and say you do see them kind of off in the distance now. They're at this point, T and Malakwa, you guys are kind of you've outpaced the giant snotty cube rolling. You guys
see two horses in the middle of the road.
Yep, and you see the two horses up ahead of you. There's two horses over your shoulder behind you. Now you guys have kind of outpaced it by, I don't know, 100, 150 feet, kind of just slowly falling. The more you guys walk, it gets a little further behind you. It's a little slower than you guys are, and it's not on the path. It's just rolling along. And you guys see the horses up ahead of you, a couple hundred feet.
And they're hiding, so we can't see them.
I want to try to sneak up behind T and be like, "Hey, what took you guys so long?"
Do you do that?
I mean, I'm not going to touch you, but I'm not going to be super close to you either.
Because I'm like jumpy, bro.
That was pretty sneaky.
All right, well, we make it to the horses, and I ask Malakwa, like, isn't this their horse?
Yeah, maybe, probably.
But I'm going to say, "Shh, what took you guys so long? Shh, what took you guys so long?"
Oh, what was that?
Hey,
we're over here.
we think they ditched the horse because the brush is too thick to go through up here. I don't know what E-Ray saw yet, so.
So Moto's probably just coming back. Okay, sorry, that's my dog in a truck driving
That was
by.
Moto.
Yeah,
Triangle.
Hello, Moto.
Pyramid-shaped dogs.
I like the joke, Adam. I get it. So Moto has flown back as our companions have arrived, and Moto tells me what he saw, and I convey it to the rest of the team. I assume everyone was listening, so I don't have to repeat it.
Yeah.
Staked to the ground. She staked her brother to the ground?
I mean, that's what it looked like. He couldn't tell if he was dead or alive, but he was restrained.
How far away was it?
Moto said, maybe like 150 yards or so, but he's not great with distance, so, it could be more or less. And there's no guarantee that we would have a straight path to them from here. Since he was flying, obviously the distance could be different depending on how we get to them.
I mean, I could sneak up there.
Listen, there's a booger coming towards us, so we need to choose to either stick around or go investigate now.
T has become Indigo Montoya now.
It killed my father. Prepare to die.
Was the stick around part like a booger joke, or?
No.
I don't want to stick around.
Oh, I wouldn't pick him if I had the choice.
Oh,
Very nice. Um,
Let's go. Let's go up here and see if she's got him tied down. I mean, that means it's 1 against what? 4?
but
5 if you count Moto, 6 if you count Gex. I mean, I think we got him.
But last time we fought her, she summoned Mother from the sky. So,
I'm pretty sure we took care of that pretty easily. Come on.
but if she does it again and again and again, I think we need to be a little cautious.
How
as
many
we
moms
approach.
does she have?
I don't know. A lot of people have issues. We need to be cautious as we approach.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could. She wouldn't even see me at all if you want me to get closer and try to find out what's going on.
Do we? All right. So I guess we're heading that way, and we also didn't notice anything different about the horse or anything as well. We're just headed towards the site.
Horses.
Those horses.
Yeah, they're just horses.
All right.
Okay.
So I get down and I start to like duck and crawl as if I could be small, which I can't, but I'm trying.
I'm gonna try to
My
sneak
tail.
up, and
My tail's wagging behind me.
as we get close, I'm gonna try to pull ahead a little bit and try to sneak up and see if I can hear anything or try to deduce what's going on with this whole being splayed out. If she's trying to do some sort of ritual to bring him back to life, or what the deal is.
Listen,
All right,
listen,
so-
listen.
Should I stealth?
Foley, listen,
Yeah.
listen,
Hey,
Follow.
I'm going. What's going on?
listen. If you get to him, if he is dead, don't tap your head. But if you notice he's alive, tap your head, just to let us know.
Okay. I'm going to try to sneak up there. Should I stealth? Or have we gotten to where we can see them?
No, you're gonna need to give me a stealth check. We gotta find out whether they see you coming or not.
I got 18.
All right, so you are able to once again. You guys fully kind of looks back as a wave, and he vanishes almost before your eyes the second he hits brush near his height. It's just amazing. Oof. Just goes, and fully you are able to sneak up, within a minute or so, and kind of get into the area, and you're just kind of in between the trees and the low-lying brush, and it starts to clear out a little. There is this. It's kind of running through a little stream. It's a very shallow stream. The stream is probably, it's ankle deep, kind of running across rocks and stuff like that and gravel. It's not particularly deep stream. And you see the giant apple cart with what looks like bodies kind of stacked up that are wrapped in like light linens. And you see the drow that you had kind of hollered at earlier. And he is completely pinned to the earth and bound by ropes. And sister Yasrina, who you heard him talk to earlier, she's pacing back and forth, and you hear her kind of just begging and bartering. She's saying, "Oh, my brother, Lolith, take him now before they come for me. Mother, Lolith, take him and give me transport. Take him and give me transport." And she's kind of just pacing back to chant something else in drow. It's not something that you can understand.
So yeah,
And again, Lolith.
I'm deducing that she's trying to do some sort of ritual to her god to bring people back. I'm not sure my knowledge on. I guess just for the group. I mean, I guess it doesn't help because they're not with me anyway. So, but I mean, do I know who Lolth is? I mean, I personally know who Lolth is, but does Folly know who Lolth is? And can I do a check to like see if I recognize that?
Yeah, I think you could just give me a moderate kind of religion
History?
check here and see.
I'm pretty smart.
Oh, yeah, religion specifically, I think.
Religion? Oh, goodness. I rolled a 19. That should be +2.
Yeah.
So that's 21.
Absolutely. You know that Lolth is the queen of the demon web pits. She is this godlike figure to most drow. So she's kind of she's one of the more common drow deities, and she is the queen of spiders. So you're kind of aware of this. She seems to be trying to make some sort of a barter, although I'm not 100% sure what the barter is with Lilith right now. But
Gotcha.
she's pacing frantically. She's sweating. She does not seem happy.
Huh. I think I need to try to figure out how to interrupt the ritual, but how far away is everybody from me now? I'm up. I guess I'm trying to get up near the cart or whatever and be close to this action.
So you could be, without just being out in plain sight, you're pretty close to the cart. I mean, you're maybe 50 feet away from it, like in tall grass right now. So it's not unrealistic that you can kind of hear and see what's going on. You could make a quick approach.
How damaged does she look?
She doesn't look too bad. She looks nervous, but she doesn't look hurt.
Gotcha. I was honestly thinking, like, I have sneak attack right now. I might just be able to take her out. So I was like, goodness. They can't even see me. That's the part that makes it hard. I can't like be like, oh yeah, he's dead.
You can touch your head.
Can I look back and like
creeping.
get like? I want to try to get to an advantage where she won't be able to see me, but I can still catch their attention.
What if you
Like
climb
on the
up a
side of the
tree?
cart where they can't see me, and then wave to them, like shaking, because touching my head showed that it was dead, right? So I'm just gonna look at him like, or touching my head showed that he was still alive. So he's not still alive. So
So you're touching your head that he's dead.
no, I thought you said touch my head if he's alive.
Yeah.
You can, well, whatever you decide to indicate.
Yeah, whatever the thing was.
So he's dead.
I'm just gonna go.
We know that he's dead.
Yes, because you said touch
So
my head
as
if
you
he was
guys
still
are
alive.
kind of going through this communication, you hear another crackle of lightning, even though it's this beautiful
Dang it.
kind of sunny day, and the clearing and the babbling of the brook is kind of happening. It seems really out of place. And you look down, and the body of her brother starts to writhe. And Yasrina is like, no, Senrin. She's just distraught, and his body writhes again, and he writhes up against the ropes, and you can hear the ropes kind of...
Spider's about to come through him, guys. This is not good.
And this is not
This is
good.
alien right here. This is alien.
And literally, just as T suspects, legs break out of the sides of Senrin, just bang, bang, out of the sides of his torso. Huge arachnid legs break out, and his mouth writhes open, and it splits and breaks, and the head of an arachnid comes out, and he just kind of starts to
Can I
disintegrate.
attack before he's fully
Spider-
out? Before he's fully
There you
out.
go.
I am so
Yeah, you can
tired of these mother drowning spiders in this mother drowning forest.
Yeah.
I was if we were gonna attack, I should have just done it. I could have yeah.
Bro, once I see a spider mouth come through somebody's stomach,
I'm about to
that's
say
just
I'm
not
ready to
cute.
jump him too, but
I
yeah,
mean, the spider might have attacked her.
we'll have to see.
So what are we doing? Are we attacking?
I mean, I see what you're saying, but she summoned one earlier, and she's calling their spider thing mother. You know, their that they worship. So I don't know if it necessarily. I don't know. I'm
I
freaked
imagine
out.
this spider's not going to be friends with us regardless. So even if it
Yeah.
would attack her, it's not in our. It's not a bad thing for us to go ahead and attack it as well.
Yeah.
All right.
So is it a surprise
Can-
attack
I'm about to
since
say,
they
can-
don't know that we're there?
I really
Do
want
we
to
get-
fire arrow her or something like that, but we'll see.
She's pretty hurt because I know that.
Well, I
last
just
damage
asked.
I
He
did
said
on
she was
her.
looking okay, so that's why I was kind of like,
Yeah, because it's been a while since we fought her. She could have healed.
Well, I don't know if she took that time. I think she
It's
just
maybe
waited
been
better.
an hour.
Yeah, we'll see. So are we attacking?
Yeah, but
Foley,
did we
you would
get, like,
have a
attack?
surprise attack right now for sure if you wanted to take.
Yeah, I
one.
definitely want to try to like sneak attack / surprise attack and just like
Yeah.
shoot her while she's trying to cast this thing to try to. I mean,
Foley, just do it.
In theory, I was trying to interrupt it, but
I
I
don't
think it's a
think
little bit
she's
too late for
casting.
that. So So what?
He didn't say that she was casting it. She started to complain that it was happening to her brother. I think it's something else that's
Oh
casting.
no, she's praying to her God. Her God's probably not answering her prayer the way she wants it to be answered. So,
Well, volley attack.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna leash an arrow. I guess in surprise I get advantage, right?
Yep.
I mean, I get advantage against things that don't have initiative on me anyway in the initiative, or I'm attacking before an initiative track. But I guess we haven't rolled initiative quite yet.
No.
That would be a whopping total of what is this?
Dexterity if it's bow and arrow.
Right. This. Why is this so hard for me? This is a 16.
All right, 16. That will hit.
Okay. Oh goodness, I need dice. So you said it was a D8.
Mm-hmm.
And with my sneak attack, since I am level 3, I get 2d6 added to attacks. So I'm gonna roll a D. Okay, so that's holy crap. 19.
Whoa.
Well, I got 2d6.
So the arrow just flies through the air.
And it's on fire.
It hits Yasreen right between the shoulder blades, and it comes out through her chest. And she screams, and she spins around and falls to the ground. You said it was 19? Good grief.
Yeah.
And she is bleeding out of the mouth. She's on her hands and her knees, and she looks around, and she's like, "No, you fools. You fools, no." And then as she's kind of like rolls onto her side and she's clutched the arrow, she's like, "You'll never see your friend again." And she kind of like is just laying there.
She knew what happened to Belmo when we killed her.
Oh, but this bow's pretty
breathing.
good.
Her eyes are
Oh.
open, but she's
Okay.
crawling around. It's not looking great.
Don't kill her. Don't kill her. Don't kill her.
I mean, that's fine.
Just let her bleed for a while. Let's deal with the spider thing.
So the
We need
spider
roll
is not
initiative?
really.
Oh.
We're not in initiative yet. No,
Okay.
the spider is still. The arms are kind of flailing. It's not up. He's still kind of transforming. The legs have burst out, but he's still sort of pinned to the ground, right? Like it's not.
It's not
It's
fully
not
out of the
fully
body.
realized spider. It's a horror. It's like something you wish you could unsee, as this arachnid kind of bursting through this
crush
drow
it,
man.
crush it.
Yes. Who's going?
You.
All right.
You're the one with the axe.
Oh, 24. I hit it for days. All right, so I have my great axe in my hand, and I jump through air again, like I did with the fire stick, axe behind my back, and as I'm coming down, I'm like, by the power of raid, because it's a spider, and
Rage.
no raid, the
I know,
bug killer you spray raid. So, and then I come down on the spider. And because I come down on the spider, I have Divine Smite. And starting at a second level, which I'm now a level 3 paladin, so I should have been using that in the past, but I didn't know that. I use Divine Smite, and so I roll a D12 for my great axe, and then 2 D8s.
Ooh. But we gotta roll the hit first. Roll the hit.
I rolled a 24.
Oh, you did? Jesus, never mind. Somehow I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said the 24 before he started describing what he was doing.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was
I
just getting
described
so wrapped up in the ratio.
Ooh, I did 15 damage.
15. No, I'm just kidding.
So your axe sinks into the center of this. Again, we're talking about blue gunk spraying everywhere. He starts to scream out of his human body. The human body. There's a man gurgling, a spider gurgling. at the same time. And roll initiative.
Oh. Hey, nat 20!
Hey, now
Hey, 19. I'm
Wow.
doing pretty good right now.
I
Okay.
You're not
got,
sucking
I
a web
got
anymore.
15.
Holy crap.
I got a 2.
Hey, man. You don't have to be quick. You just have to be efficient. Make sure the damage counts.
So, Ire, you see immediately after this thing kind of gets smashed by T's axe that it's two of this giant kind of arm, because it's almost like a spider on its back at this point, kind of like the way the other one died, but the legs are flailing. You can see that one is kind of flying right at T's head, but you have the perception at this point, you feel that you can interrupt the attack before it strikes him.
Okay. I am going to very quickly cast Eldritch Blast right at that leg specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 2. I don't know what I add, but that won't be enough.
That won't be enough.
Darn it!
So the Eldritch Blast just goes right past it and misses. But then,
at least I didn't roll a 1 and hit T.
the leg just... What's your ACT?
19.
The leg manages to kind of like thump T on the side of the head, but it doesn't actually seem to do any damage. It's just flailing kind of out of control at this point. And then we will have T, you'll get a second attack.
Yes. So my great axe that is buried into the creature,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do some parkour real quick. I am going to so one of the legs, right? I'm going to side kick off of one of the spider legs that are coming out of the guy to flip myself over to then I basically want to land on top of my axe to drive it to almost cut the spider in half. And
Okay.
so I'm doing a flip where it's like, all right, if you can see my water bottle, I'm doing this, and so here's the axe. I've got the axe, and I kick a leg, and so I just land, boom, parkour, hardcore, and I want to drive the axe further in.
All right. It's like using it like a vault. All right.
Bro.
So give me an athletics check first.
Which is my specialty. I'm fine at 18.
18. You flip through the air and drive down. Give me an attack.
And again, while I do this, I look at everybody like, did you guys see this? Did you guys record this? Now this is just a regular D12.
That is the most agile Dragonborn I have ever seen.
5.
Played well.
What was it?
I did 5 damage.
5 damage.
5 more.
All right. So we do 5 more, and the creature is again screaming and writhing and bloodied, and it's barely moving at this point. It's kind of, it's still, part of it's still bound kind of to the ground, and it's starting to go limp, and it's starting to get kind of like slow. You don't know that it's dead, but it doesn't appear to be attacking you guys anymore, and you can just hear Yasrina kind of like moaning, and she's kind of at this point rolled over on her stomach, and she's reaching out in the general direction of the group that's surrounded by that's surrounding her brother's kind of mutated body, and the creature goes limp again. You can see some rising and pulsating in the chest. It appears to be alive, but
Brother?
it's not attacking. Yeah, he's not really the brother anymore. He's sort of this arachnoid, but yeah.
Okay. So are we out of initiative now?
You're out of initiative.
They didn't even get to go. What?
You guys did a lot of damage to it fast. It was already in bad shape.
I was about to say, Let me hit it some more. I still had sneak attack damage to do if I got to go before them. Yeah. No, I'm good.
I want to roll off of, or not roll, jump off of the axe. I want to land right over her body. I want to pick her up by the throat. And I am telling her, you don't get to die yet. Where's my friend? As I am casting Cure Wounds on her. And so I roll a D8. And so she's going to heal a lot right now because it's 12 plus whatever I roll D8.
No, you don't have to heal. You don't have to do that. She won't die unless you choose to kill her. Like, you can... Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but when we strike somebody...
We can stabilize her without...
We can generally choose to leave her at death's door without actually killing her.
Yeah, if you thought she was dying, you could roll medicine or something to keep her alive. You wouldn't necessarily have to
heal her.
Heal her? You can heal her if you want.
No, how about this?
E-Ray yells out, no, as your hands start to glow.
No.
Folly's
She doesn't
running up
deserve
with,
to be healed.
with the arrow still
Hey,
notched.
can we...
Like,
I mean, I don't want to cut up my rope.
Just as
Does
a...
anybody
as a
have like
thing
a little bit of rope or something where we could at least tie her hands and bound her so
Do we
she
have
can't...
rope? We got
Well, I have my rope, but it's in 50-foot increments.
Yes, well, we all have a little bit of rope in our packs, I think, generally. So we have enough that I'm sure we could restrain her pretty easily. But she's in bad enough shape that I imagine she doesn't actually need that much restraint.
Yeah, I mean, there's an arrow going from between her shoulder blades out her chest. She's not in great shape.
I have another arrow fixed on her. I'm like, you don't want us to end this now. Tell us where the little one is. And I'm like, well, I mean, he's not that little. The slightly taller than me one.
And she kind of looks at you and she laughs and she says, the halfling?
What was that?
The halfling.
Just the 2 squirts of a moan before that.
She's gasping. She can't breathe very well.
It's just,
no, bro, you're great.
Because how beautiful that halfling was. She was just remembering the beauty of Belmo.
All right, so I still jump, and I still jump, and then I still grab her by the throat. And remember, I am part dragon. Like, I look like a small dragon. And so, I hold her face to my face, and I've got the teeth, and I'm sneering, and I'm like, where's my friend?
Roll intimidation.
That is also good for me.
Really? Yo,
Nope.
charisma is weak.
I got a 15.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And she looks at you and she goes, the halfling's gone, Dragonborn. He's gone. Not as gone as my brother, but he's gone.
I squeeze just a little bit more, and I just say, explain.
And she kind of turns her head away from you and she tries not to look at you and she goes, he's with that filth now. He's with that filth. So much power. So much power for something so low. And she's kind of she grimaces and shows her teeth, which are all filed slightly down. And she says, they're too powerful for me, Dragonborn. Certainly too powerful for you.
Then
Why did you take
I hold her
us?
out to the group. So yeah, so they can talk to her. But I'm still holding her by the neck in the air.
For what purpose did you take us?
Maybe this to a spider.
Mm-hmm. Mother demanded sacrifice. and those of the filth demanded your friend. The opportunities overlapped. If you want any more out of me, Tiefling, you'll need to get me a drink. And she kind of raises her hand just barely above her waist and points over towards the apple cart where you can see that there are several water skins kind of hanging from pegs on the back, kind of what would be sort of like a lift gate for the apple cart, or a swing gate rather.
I very, like, charismatically and, like, swaggeringly, like, lumber over to the cart and grab a water skin, come over to her, open it right in front of her mouth, and then dump it on top of her head.
Yes.
Oh, man. So as you do this, it's actually wine. It's just this blood red wine. And she sort of licks it off the side of her cheeks and, you know, it smiles at you, right? Her eyes are just matte black and dead. But she's kind of like, "You think you're clever, tiefling? You think you're clever, do you? You'll never see him again. It doesn't matter what I tell you."
Yet somehow you're still talking to us. Obviously, you think we can make a deal here. And if that weren't the case, I don't think you'd be saying much of anything. So either tell us something of value or die now. It's not that difficult.
Our business isn't nearly done yet. And she smiles really big, and she points again. And this time, she points over Malakwa's shoulder, who's kind of quietly been standing at the back of the group, as Malakwa does. And Malakwa, as you turn over your shoulder, you see the giant snot ball rolling up behind you.
Oh,
Not at you, but sort of rolling past you. And I need you to make a perception check for me.
Oh, good.
I knew Belmo was in there. I thought Belmo was in there. That's why I asked you if there's a humanoid.
At an 11.
11. And what you see is this snot ball rolling into the sun. And as it kind of is lit up with just, there's dirt and grass and sticks floating in there, what you notice is that there are some weapons, some helmets, and a very distinct gray wolf's skin inside of it. And as it rolls by, you realize that this is definitely the cloak of Belmo inside of this gelatinous blob as it just kind of rolls past. And again, doesn't attack, rolls right past. It just goes right past.
It's just doing.
Hey guys, that cloak looks like Belmo's. Anybody? That right there, the thing that looks like Belmo's cloak.
I need you, T.
Yeah.
Hold on. I
want that.
I need you to make. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, real quick, T.
What?
Dexterity saving throw.
I thought you said a dexterity saving throw of 50. I was like, 50. I can't
50. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw of 50.
I need to
Okay, you fail.
Planet.
16.
16.
And
As you're
that's 0 modifier because I have 0 on my dexterity.
as you are holding on. Hold on. 1 second. As you're holding on, you kind of feel your fingers grow cold, and Yasrina puffs into a mist and floats away. You kind of see her dematerialize and vanish before you. This looks very much to the two spellcasters like a very common Misty Step. She has just kind of and has gone. And as you guys are sitting there, kind of dumbstruck, looking over and seeing that Belmo's cloak is kind of like just rolling by in this giant snot ball, you hear singing coming from the apple cart, humming like little children might sing, but it's not really all that discernible.
I mean, can I?
Yeah, Foley, you're less intimidating looking than I am. It sounds like children. Maybe you should approach.
I'm about to say, I'm already, like, there. Like, I was always right beside the cart. I just had my arrow point on her, and she just disappeared. Goodness gracious.
It's a lot to take in that just happened.
I know. I mean, I guess I'll try to figure out what's going on with the cart since I'm right here and she disappeared. So I'll lower my bow and like perception into the cart, perceive what's going on the best I can. Maybe not just jump in, but
As you look into the cart, you realize that one of the bodies seems to be kind of moving a little bit.
Okay. Like, is it full size body? Because you said
It's
they were all
almost
full size.
undulating.
And
You're
it's
starting to
singing.
question what's actually there.
Okay.
They're wrapped in linen, if that helps.
Yeah, can I like... Is it like one linen thrown on top of all of them, or they're all just wrapped up real tight like burrito bodies?
They're like burritos, but they're loose. Like I said, there's more of a shroud than a mummy.
Is the one that's making noise and moving like buried underneath all of them, or is it near the top? Or
They're laid 3x2, 3 across, 2 deep,
oh,
as far as you can tell.
Folly, go poke it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Is there a way to try to yank the linen off of whatever is moving?
You could do that easily.
I'll do that.
As you whip the linen off, what you thought was bodies is actually a very neat arrangement of boots. And sitting in the middle of the boots is a goblin. And the goblin is singing to himself, laid back, and he's caressing the hairy foot of a halfling. Oh, now. And that is where we will end tonight.
Oh, you jerk. Oh.
What a good cliffhanger.
We don't know
Adam.
what foot or whose foot or nothing.
Let's give it
It's
up
a hairy
for
halfling
our
foot.
GM.
Belmo the
Oliver
peg
Spray.
leg. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I love
man.
it.
Hey,
I
that's-
was worried that the snot thing was going to be some kind of like an actual mold monster, and I had to fight that in my other D&D campaign literally last week, and it was not fun at all because it kept like emitting mold spores that would like actually affect our constitution in like a really, really bad way. So I was like, no.
I had a plan for if you guys fought it.
And Adam's like, oh, good notes. Okay. Affect Constitution in bad ways. Okay, it turns around and attacks you.
No, I was actually pleasantly surprised when you guys kind of let it roam around like a legless buffalo. It was like kind of what I was hoping would happen, which I was like, I know that Rob is going to attack this thing.
Because Rob attacks
did. I
everything.
was like, oh.
It's like his god is vengeance or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like,
Right?
it's just not
Well, you
vengeance
guys
at something
also have to
particular.
remember-
It's just vengeance at everything.
My family was killed when I was like a baby, so I was raised by myself in the forest. So I have no like really great human skills or anything. I just go, and if it freaks me out, I just fight. So
Awesome job,
That was
Adam.
good.
This
That
was
was
a great
really good.
start to this chapter of the story.
now,
Yay.
bro, if you do this and I open up the other part of my dog thing and there's a piece in there, I'm going to flip out. Like if I open up the other foam piece and there's a thing from Adam, Robert, open up your stuff. I'm going to lose myself.
Go to this particular webpage. He's like, bought a domain.
You know what though, Rob? You bring up a good point that we should give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Dogmine.
Dogmine.
Games.
They are absolutely fantastic.
They are
really
fantastic, and they create some really cool wooden accessories for RPGs. These little sheaths are pretty much the best, and we love them, and we really appreciate the fact that Dogmine... Ooh, that was loud, sorry. We appreciate the fact that Dogmine is supporting our little show. So thank you, Dogmite.
Oh yeah,
got to hang
and
out
they
with
even have a
Dogmite a
new
bunch
line
of-
out that I'm really excited about. They have a new line out where they're doing card collection, CCG,
Deck boxes. Yeah.
deck boxes and stuff with all your dice and stuff. So
Yeah, those
I'm
look
super
super
pumped for
nice.
this.
And Roy sent me some pictures from their Gen Con booth, and they're drool worthy. I'm still talking myself slightly out of that DM screen setup. It's so dope.
Yeah, I got to hang out with them at Gen Con and like check out the booth and like talk to like the owner of Dogmite and everything like that. It's just really cool that they help support the show and they have all these awesome products. But definitely check out their new dice holders and things like that if you're into like LCGs or CCGs. And then that whole DM screen thing that I was sending Adam. I just like how everything they do has just like tons of magnets in it. Like it's all like wooden magnets all put together and like very nicely crafted.
Wooden magnets.
Well, it's also
wooden
well put together.
magnets.
Yeah.
Like it's not cheap stuff. And what I mean by not cheap, I'm not saying it's overly expensive, but like it's well crafted stuff.
Yeah, like you don't feel like you're overpaying for it in any stretch. I don't think. Like when you kind of look at the price of one of these seats and then you get it and you're like, oh, this thing's like rock solid, like laser engraved. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not some cheap, hard plastic or thrown together Formica style crap. No, this is top of the line stuff.
And they have like all sorts of like custom dice or like dice that they made themselves as well. Like I have this nice set of wooden dice that I actually rolled a 20 on tonight, which is awesome.
Ooh.
And they have like all sorts of crazy stuff. Like they have dice that have like guitar picks in them and things like that they were showing me.
Oh, and they have the one with like the zombie hands or whatever.
Yeah. They have like they just like make dice with all sorts of like weird, interesting things. Like they'll have ones with like bone in them, and like they'll just make these dice out of resin and different materials, and they're just really like interesting, like artisan like dice that are like well crafted. So make sure to check out all that stuff at dogmite.com and see all the interesting stuff that they're coming up with. And thanks so much for supporting the show, Dogmite, and it helps support us if you go check them out as well.
Yeah.
And thanks for listening to the show. Adam's doing a fantastic job, and we will have more crazy snot booger disappearing spiders for you in a month.
Yeah. Check us out the last Sunday of every month. Make sure to check us back, and hopefully you can hit us up live, and we'll see you on the next one.
And also, don't forget, patrons, one day you also will be a part of the show.
If any patrons are listening or watching, make sure to hit us up, and we can definitely add some people in. We can get with Adam and see, because I guess one of I guess we found we still have the stones on us, right? So we could still make something happen.
Yeah. We still have. I actually considered using a soul stone against the big spider earlier, but
you're murdering people, Crystal.
I know that's
murdering
why
people.
do it. Somehow murdering people is much easier than murdering animals.
We found souls. There's like literal people that we can literally bring back to life. No, I'm just gonna keep using this to attack people with. Okay.
Yeah.
Every
I'm
time
glad
you
that
use
the demon doesn't have a conscience. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't mess with the patron stones, man.
What was that, Matt?
I said every time you use that, we have to kick one of the patrons off our thing. We have to be like, no, we can't take your money, Crystal.
Exactly. Yeah, we have to get rid of one of them.
But y'all want me to be evil, then I be evil, and y'all be complaining about it.
I love it. I love it.
I loved your reaction when I poured the wine, Tate.
I thought that was so great.
Okay. Awesome,
was
guys.
good, though.
It was a
Thanks,
fun show.
everybody. If anybody wants to check out any of the stuff, make sure to check out Epic Gaming Night. Also, make sure to check out Board Game Blitz and all the stuff at, Dice Tower Tonight that Crystal's on.
That one is a lot of fun.
And also make sure to check out all of Adam's photography and random pictures on Instagram as well. Hype.
Sweet.
Yep.
Okey-doke. See everyone next time. Bye.
Bye.
Follow Writing Newman on Instagram.
Follow Writing Newman. Peace.